Alrighty, how's it going, everybody? Welcome again to Talking Tarkov podcast number 5. Sorry guys, this one's been a little bit longer in the making to get this 5th one around. It's been about a month and a half since we've had the last one. But dude, it's a pleasure to see all you guys here. Welcome everyone. Talking Tarkov podcast 5, guys. It's gonna be great. We got our guests today. We got Anton and OddbawZ, 2 very close friends of mine, streamers, great content creators who play a lot of Tarkov, and of course, Big Papa Nikita. Welcome everybody. Again, hopefully you guys are doing well. We got some exciting stuff to talk to you guys about today. We got some awesome leaks. We're going to be showing off some new animations for you guys from the new medical system, from the new consumable system, some animations of the MP7, some awesome screenshots of the rag fair, in other words, the flea market. And we got a bunch of other content to show you guys. And in terms of discussions today, we're going to be talking a lot about quality of life improvements for raids, general technical issues about the game, and what Battle State is actually already done now and what they're continually working on towards the next update, 0.10, in order to improve the game's performance. So with that being said, Nikita, I think your people would like some words from you.
Hello, friends. First of all, I must say I was not talk English long before, and it requires for me to get back on the track and speak fluently. The last podcast was a long time ago, and it was just about because it's just it is. And must welcome everybody, friends from different parts of the world.
All over, man.
Yes, and today we will speak about something and show you something. I think the most part of the people right on the chat is all about these leaks.
Leaks? And, the leaks are pretty sweet.
Of course,
the leaks are spicy.
Because today, like, I just came to the office tomorrow morning, and I thought that there is nothing actually to show you guys. But this was a mistake, because actually I asked Kiba to render me the animations, to make some screenshots. I made some screenshots and get some pictures of new stuff. It's not like a big amount of different materials, but I think it will be good for you. good for us, good for everybody. So let's begin our podcast conversation.
Very well.
Clean.
All right, man.
You next.
Thank you, Nikita. Appreciate that. Again, for those guys who don't know Nikita, maybe this is your first time here at the podcast. He's the COO of Battlestate Games. He's the head of the development for the game, project lead. He basically is like the man at the top in terms of the development team. So basically for today, guys, in terms of our talking points, I feel like we're kind of at the point in the game where EFT has like enough content. There's enough guns. We have enough AKs. We have enough armor. We got enough maps. We got enough quests to do. There's a lot of stuff already in the current game. And now the development's really focusing and pushing forward to polishing up and refining the game that we currently have, even though, it kind of lacks like an end game and a lot of other features that have yet to be implemented. But Battlestate's really taking a lot of the effort now to improve the game, just make it run better, work on the stuttering and freezes, the general server performance of the game, client-side performance, LOD issues, just a bunch of technical stuff. And so today, one of our main talking points, and this is, somewhat technical, is quality of life improvements inside of raids. And this can, cover a bunch of different areas inside of a raid in terms of spawns, loot, scab spawns, player spawns, where loot's at, how easy it is to get from certain places, where certain choke points are, just general, again, quality of life improvement within the raid itself. And so I'm going to let OddbawZ, our guest here, kind of take the floor on this because I know he has a lot of input. He's a really smart guy. He's Scottish, so obviously he's smart. So
I also don't speak English so good. Yeah.
So go ahead, OddbawZ. I can let you start taking it from here. Anton, of course, feel free to talk whenever, man.
Hello.
All right, so I played the game now for around 2 years, and one of the main talking points we always get brought up in the community, especially on Reddit, I know how we all feel about Reddit, but yeah, the main issue that happens in the game is within the first couple of minutes, and it's the spawn locations. We've had issues with spawns now a long time, both with the positioning and proximity of other PMCs in the raid. Often we'll even spawn within line of sight of another player or even whole squads. So we understand the game we're playing is really far off what we're expecting to see in the finished product, when things eventually go open world. But we've all cried out at one point or another to have them better spread out. I'd really like to know what the process involved in choosing the spawn locations is. Is there any sort of, what's your thought train when it comes to that, Nikita?
Okay, so first of all, we done the thing called, we disabled the select spawn location on the map. And I thought that it would be enough for the fix, this general fix of the spawn problem. And it seems like not. I think right now we have this task, in this 0.10 patch, about just fix this goddamn close spawns, please. Of course, there are more words.
I was going to say it's probably not that simple. Just fix the spawns. It's
yeah, because right now, lately I constantly watch streams. Constantly, every single evening I watch streams for 6 till 8 hours. I gotta be I'm starting to be delusional about this because, as I said often in the chat, I'm starting to be over Tarkoved, overwhelmed with Tarkov. So yes, and for my points, for example, I constantly usually watch clean streams, and I don't see any issues with it.
Well,
actually.
There's one problem where, so there's 2 spawns, right? And there's a chance for literally everyone to spawn that side. I've left a spawn with 10 dog tags before, when it would be nice if every single time it was 50-50. If somehow the game could do that.
It's intended to be this way, actually. And I know, and I don't know why, because we removed the ability to select spawn. And we decided to have this pool of spawns all over the map. And it will be RNG plus the principle the farthest spawn point without enemies or something. And it seems like there is some bottlenecks in this technique this system, and we need to
what
look
I've
into.
noticed is it's pretty much random. Like, as you're saying, like your intention is to make it so it's 50-50 and pretty even. I've had raids where it is just exactly like that. It's like, I spawn in, there's not a ton of people around me, it's not super chaotic. But then there's other raids where I go in and it's just like I spawn boiler sides on customs or near the cabin on the wood side. Even though you guys expanded the spawn area, there's still so many people right there. And I don't know if it's either an issue with groups spawning in, if like a group takes the position of one spawn point, maybe that's part of the issue, or if it's the random matching of groups and solos queuing up in the same raid, grabbing those certain spawn positions. But all we know is that there is something very much broken with the spawns.
Yeah,
and,
like what you're saying, something to do with the algorithm where it spawns a group of 4 and a group of 5 on one side, and then 3 individual groups of solo players on the complete opposite side. Yeah,
I mean,
something along those lines.
I would say the best spawns out of all the maps is probably Shoreline. I mean, they're relatively spread out. The map's open enough, and Interchange has its moments as well. But Shoreline, in my opinion, for whatever reason, that map has the best spawns. I don't know if it's just due to the map being big. Maybe they're just spaced out enough. But generally, you'll last a couple minutes before you see somebody during the first time of the raid, and that's not always the case. But
I think I know what to do. Actually, I need as much evidence as possible. Like, I need some videos, clips of it, like, to determine what's going on. Because if it's like, if we get this from the point of like programmers and game design, it should work perfect. But for some reason, it's not. And we need to decide. We need to find the reason.
I agree. I
like,
agree, because it's a very core issue. It's just
it's one of the biggest issues the community has at the moment, and one of the most complained things.
Yeah, just
about the game. Yeah.
I mean, Anton, do you have any input on the spawns? Do you have any analyzations or anything?
Yeah, I mean, from doing like test videos on woods, I've literally spawned in behind someone, like right next to them. We weren't even in a group. It's happened multiple times. It seems like it's a bug, because it doesn't happen on any other map like that. Woods is terrible compared to the other maps.
Yeah. I mean,
okay,
and I'm sure a lot of it has to do with players also spawning in late. That can happen, and that can be pretty much dependent. It's dependent on your PC and loading in and stuff. And I don't really know what a solution could be, because I'm not a fucking dev. Like, I don't know how all this coding works. I don't know how you guys actually place the spawn points in the first place. But it seems like there needs to be some kind of way before a server to even start. Like, there needs to be a bunch of checks in a box to say, there's X amount of player scavs that are going to spawn here. There's X amount of PMCs that are spawning here. X amount of PMCs spawning over here, so on and so forth, to fill up the player spots before anybody can even do anything. Like, the server has already recognized, all right, these people are going to be here, and then nobody else can come in. Like, it's already locked them in before anything even begins to begin with. So, it just... again, and for a lot of you guys watching right now, if you guys have videos, if you guys got clips, you guys got all that kind of stuff about how bad the spawn points are, you got good examples to show, that the spawn points need fixing, I would love it if you guys would take the opportunity to take those videos, post them on Reddit, post them on the forums, post them around on Twitter, submit bug reports even, that could be useful for the team. Get involved here, because we could really use your help, because Nikita is asking, he wants some evidence, he wants some, he wants some information, and obviously I'm sure a lot of us know, like, well, the spawn points are fucked up. It keeps spawning close to people and dying. So if you guys can.
Is there any way you could set us up?
Right now, I just, sorry, I made the correction and like some notes to the task related to this. I'm trying to work even if I need to do the podcast.
Yeah, no,
I wouldn't be against like moving spawns just into the middle of the map, honestly.
Same.
Maybe not like too close to. I guess because the only argument is you'd be closer to good loot, but it's like.
That's actually gonna take us in perfectly to another point in quality of life improvements for raids, and that has to do with the loot, and spawning has to do with that. I mean, we all know, and I think we talked about this on the last podcast, is the hatchling running the marked room and getting that loot really quick with having no risk at all. And I know a lot of people dislike that, and that happens on a lot of different maps, not just Interchange. What's up? Anyway, so even having people spawn close to the loot wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing, but I think the good compromise is, instead of having a PMC say spawn close to the dorms. Instead, you have a group of player scabs spawning there at the very beginning of the raid, and their purpose is just to be there around the dorms. They're going to loot. They're going to stop the hatchling that comes up to the marked room. If anything, they'll catch him unlocking it and kill him. So it's just the loot placement definitely needs, like, loot needs to be defended, I think, is basically what I'm trying to say. There should be something to protect the loot.
Yeah.
There should, like, having no risk to run straight to the marked room to get loot, or any other location in the map where there is good loot where people can find it and there's no risk involved. They just go there, put it in their gamma, they disconnect, they're done. And that, again, partially has to do with map design, spawns, and placement of the scabs.
Yeah, that's one of the questions I had for you, Nikita. Is from what I personally understand is that the spawns are located where they're sort of equidistant from high loot areas, so that not one player has an advantage of time to get to these loot areas. Is that the case, or do you just pick them because they're the edge of the map?
All on the actual location, because, for example, we designed the loot location for the customs for the first iteration of it. It was the game flow of the map was like long time ago. The spawns
was like
was
point A, point B.
just on other side.
Yeah.
Point A, point B. And the most valuable loot, we decided to move it like to the end of the location, closer to the exits. And right now it's like kind of mixed up, and it needs to be reworked.
I'm gonna tell you my ideal, like, customs, like, match. If I could have it be like this every time, and I understand, like, having groups and solos and whatnot. Basically, a group of 5 PMCs on one side of the map at customs. Another 5 group of PMCs on the other side of the map. 2 teams on both sides of the map that can freely go around there. They'll kill player scabs around those areas. Good, no problem. Player scabs spawn in the center of the map. All the good loot is in the center of the map. Those 2 player groups are going to have to cross each other to extract. So at one point in time, they're going to fight. So they're eventually going to either have to fight over that loot, or either fight each other, or maybe they just completely avoid each other. They just go in the different, just go in different areas of the map. But
I know last night you were talking about player scabs spawning in right at the beginning. I think that would help too, with people dying and then scabbing back into the same raid.
Yeah, and honestly, not only that, I would like to see scab mode, like, be more readily available. I think 20 minutes is too long. I'd like to see the timer be like 5 or 10 minutes. I mean, even go as far as
not even there at all. Yeah.
I mean, just like let players do it, because I mean, if you think about it, the game is early access, very hardcore game, right? It's supposed to be hard, and there's a lot of bugs that can fuck you over. And there's certain days where I play as a PMC and I just die constantly over and over and over. If I'm like having bad luck on my PMC and I could just run scab mode all day, I would play the fuck out of it. I'd love running scab. It's so much fun, and I'd love to see player scabs play a much larger role in the game, because I feel like I don't really come across them that often as a PMC. They usually spawn in like a half an hour late into the raid. But that's just how I kind of feel about that. I don't know if you guys have any more comments.
No, I mean, I think the timer on 5 minutes is a decent middle ground. Just for we're talking about this new change at the current moment in time, it's probably not a good idea just to drop the timer.
Of course.
But changing the spawns up and then having the additional player scabs in the map, I think could be a bit more enjoyable experience inside a raid.
Yeah.
More stuff to do, and more PvP.
Yeah.
Not generally PMC all the time. You've got tricky scabs, like groups of guys spawning in. I think it could be more fun,
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it could be done. We can add more player scabs,
and another,
without any rebuilds.
Another thing to kind of support that too. A lot of people are playing EFT right now. I'm sure there's a lot of people in the chat here who are new. There's a bunch of new players playing EFT who don't know how to play the game. EFT is a very hard game to learn. It has a tough learning curve. And when you send these new guys in with their PMC and they keep dying and they're struggling, they don't know what to do because there's so much to learn. If you give them that player scab just a little bit more, if it's a 5-minute timer, they can go in every 5 minutes as that player scab to just learn the game, get better at PvP without risking anything at all. Because at the end of the day, again, all our progress is going to get wiped anyway. It doesn't matter. Oh, it's too OP. They can get too much loot. It's not fair.
Actually, right now I can change it. People.
Right now.
There you go.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Just for the testing.
Just for testing purposes. I mean, I'll be playing scab mode all day today. Then, dude, we'll be doing scab raids with the boys all day.
Okay, so there is 2 timers. 1 timer.
Oh, okay. Just like that, boys.
If it's for deploy.
5-minute timer coming in.
I need 5 minutes. I think it's maybe 10 minutes. 5 minutes. It's too. How to say it?
Too short?
Too short. Yes. 5 minutes is too short. Maybe 10 minutes.
10. I'm okay with 10. I think
10's the middle
I think
ground.
that's fair.
These things, these changes, this is a beta, yeah.
Yeah.
And these things aren't ever permanent. They can change.
they can always change.
Organically as things goes on.
We can always change things. It's a good
Chat's
thing
like
that we have
7.5 minutes, 6.5. Final offer.
6 minutes.
It better be 9
66
minutes and
seconds.
22 seconds. Nikita, make it 420. Fuck it, dude.
420.
420,
Yeah.
dude. Just fuck it, dude.
Live, like Escape from Tarkov, live development.
Live development
is
here,
going
folks.
on.
Yeah.
Anton, do you have anything to add on this, man? You're a little quiet, buddy. You got anything to say?
I'd say it's good. I mean, honestly, making it 0 seconds, like just being able to do it would be nice. 10 minutes is, I mean,
I personally
point
wanted
to
5
it.
minutes myself. I feel like players should just be able to scab as much as they want and just enjoy that. Just enjoy that because the game's already hard enough. You're going to die enough and lose a lot of gear anyway. So, but I mean, I think 10 minutes is a good compromise, but as long as we can all come to an agreement here, of course, but it's everybody's going to have different opinions on it and it's totally fine.
If
Make
we
it
stopped
420 for
scout-
the memes.
scout violence, then
420 for the
10 minutes
memes.
would,
Honestly, that would be great.
Just to mention, if I make 5 minutes, there could be a possibility that servers will be overloaded.
Is there not a
the matchmaking queue of scavs will be super big,
Mm.
and it will require a lot of time to wait in line. So 10 minutes is okay.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, I think we'll cool with that. I mean, plus we're testing. It's half the time. I think 10's totally fine. So I think we can all agree on that. Dude, Nikita, thanks for changing that. I think that kind of transparency is again unfound. Like here, just on a podcast, like boom, something in the game just changed, just like that.
I just hope it will not break the game. There's so many parameters, like more than 1,000 parameters. It's just the globals, like some parameters, like the first tier parameters of the game. So 600 seconds. It's a 10 minutes. Okay, cool. And then I gonna drop the cache.
Is there a max amount of player scavs per raid?
Is there? Yeah.
Yes.
Is there maximum?
It's limited with the overall amount of scavs on the raid.
Oh, so even it includes in the AI as well.
Yes, and right now it's I think it's 13. 13. We can do like I just an hour or 2 hours ago I increased the scav AI counts on Interchange.
Really?
Yeah, I saw that.
Nice.
Yeah. Yes, and let's make it like softly, gently, because you don't want to
increase anything too big or it's going to fuck everything up.
Yeah, exactly.
It takes small baby steps. Yeah, I think 10 minutes is good. I think more scabs and interchange is also good. I think that's something the map needs because I love nighttime interchange. I love going around there and being quiet and having more scabs because most players don't play night. It's actually nice because you can go around and shoot some scabs, get some loot, especially getting those quests done.
Yeah. But more living. Man, I forgot all the words.
English.
Entities. More living entities can bring us more stuttering and freezes.
Yeah, it can, which is nobody likes those. Nobody likes those.
So right now, this amount of scavs is like the balance between lots of issues and lot of issues.
Nikita, I remember the one day or that 1 week where there was the event where we did the PvP event and we removed all AI from every map. Everybody gained like 20. Everybody gained like 20 FPS. But I was gonna say this: if there were more player scavs in a raid, so if I could choose myself and I went into a raid and I could have the choice to fight either 10 player scavs or 10 AI, I would choose the 10 player scavs over the AI every single day of the week because
they're more cheeky.
They're more dynamic. They're players. They actually can think for themselves. But that's just me. A lot of people like the PvE aspect. I think the player scavs made PvE in this game so much better. Like when you come across that group, it's one of the most intense experiences I've had fighting a type of AI. If they feel like people.
Yeah, but there is also like the other side of this medal. It could be like we can. Oh, it's too hard to make something like we have PMC sessions, and with a lot of scav players, we can like lower the importance of PMC gameplay. Like everybody will start playing just scavs because it's easier, it's fun, but I need to.
But they can't. But they can't
make...
actually progress though. They can't do quests. They can't level up the traders or anything like that. They can only get loot.
Yes, really. Yes. They will give the world more anarchy, more
chaos,
spontaneous things, more chaos. Yeah. Okay, we'll see. 10 minutes, I think we will see how it goes.
Okay.
I think it's time to show something.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say the same thing. I think we should show off some leaks. Chat, I'm gonna let you guys decide. Would you guys rather see some videos, or would you rather see some pictures? It's up to you. I'll let you guys decide. What would you guys rather see first? You want to see some animations? You want to see some pictures of some really cool content coming up? It's up to you guys.
Gun. Show the gun.
Show the gun. Well, we're gonna show both, guys. We're gonna show both. All right, I'm seeing lots of videos.
Moderators are working well. Like, I see like the writing and the curses for a millisecond.
Yep.
Like, your game is shit. The message deleted.
Oh yeah,
like,
my mods are on it, man. They like to keep it professional in here, guys. If you guys are just here to be toxic, man, like go get a life.
Mods, you're the best. Mods, you also delete Russian messages too. You're the best.
English only chat, Nick. All right. This is America. All right, so here we have our first animation, guys. If you guys want to open it up in your folders, Anton, OddbawZ. This is going to be the AI2 medkit animation.
Let's watch.
It's pretty freaking cool. And you guys can see that these animations are so detailed. There's just so much going on. You know, there's so many 3D rendered objects here, and just they're right there on the screen.
I like the way he throws the syringe. That's really cool.
That's pretty cool. So that's going to be the AI2.
That animations to me, like, we really need.
Yeah,
just to slow down.
I feel like
people spamming and shit.
I actually do. I do want to say, Nick, if it ever got to a point where you guys are like wanting to add in all the consumable animations at the same time, I feel like adding in the medical animations first, if that was ever an option, would be a fucking great thing to do, because that's going to be the biggest factor on these things. Is not really, you know, how I take fucking, you know, how I eat my Tushanka, but more rather how I bandage my arm or heal my character.
I like how he drops the pill in his mouth, like professionally.
Here we have a bandage.
Yes, the medical animations is a game changer. Like it's a big game changer. Massive game changer. So it will redesign your gameplay like from scratch, because your life will be shorter.
Yeah.
And
well, the thing is you can't heal. You know, a lot of people, and again, for a lot of you guys in chat who maybe have gotten an experience where, man, I shot that guy so many times. Why didn't he die? Like, I did so much damage to him. Why isn't he dead? Well, that's because right now in the current game, you can run, fight, sprint all at the same time while healing. And while you just you almost blacked a guy's leg out, he just healed that back in an instant because he can't while he's moving. And so once these medical animations come in, it's drastically going to change what kind of meds you bring into a raid, and also what how you should approach certain engagements. You know, for example, like a bandage is going to be something crucial to bring into a raid, because it's going to be faster to stop the bleeding than using an IFAK. Even though the IFAK obviously is more effective, having those bandages is going to be, hey, I just got shot, I got to stop my bleeding, but I need to keep fighting. I shouldn't be stuck here in an animation.
There's one thing that I don't know if you guys could implement this before animations, but the timer on the meds, it needs to heal you when the timer finishes instead of right away.
I agree.
Yeah, that's
one big problem.
Yeah, it should be at the end of the timer.
There will be, actually, there are two types of implementation of the medical items. First one is a positive effect during the use of medication. And the second one is after use, like what you're talking about. Like some meds will give you like the effects during actual use. and some of them will give you the post effect.
Okay, so like heal over time sort of thing?
Yeah.
Rather than heal straight away. Okay.
That'll be cool. I'm also really looking forward to whenever it gets to the point where when you leave a raid, you're no longer hungry and thirsty, just replenished immediately, or your whole stats are just replenished. You actually have to kind of manage your character throughout the raids as you're playing. And I feel like that's going to kind of give the game a bit of an open world vibe and give a reason for players to actually keep food and water in the stash and or even bring it into the raid.
Yes, it's also like what we're working on right now. And like we wanted to implement the medical animations and the offline healing. We called it offline
healing. Okay.
Yeah, at the same time, like to like.
Actually, I just got a good question, Nick.
This,
sorry to cut you off. Will you be able to cancel these healing animations? So if you're in the middle of it, can you stop to pull your gun back out or something, or are you stuck in the animation when you do it?
What I wanted to say. These animations are. I even prepared a word for it. Just a second. Conditionally. Oh, they're all done conditionally. Like we will not have an animation for every part of the body because it's super hard actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of limbs.
It will be like the animation of use, like generic use of medication. It's the first. The second, most probably we'll be able to cancel it, yes, but we need to make sure that the game will stay intact, it will not be broken, and we will not whine on Reddit. So,
of course, healing teammates. I know that's a plan for way later down the line. That's like very advanced medical system.
Yeah, like we just discussed it today with a team to implement the simple interaction with the players, like to boost your teammate with the morphine or something.
That's cool.
But it will not be in this page for sure.
Okay. All right, guys, that's it for the video leaks. If you guys will catch these here very soon, they'll be on social media and stuff all over other social media for you guys to see. So we went over like a lot of the consumable animations, the MP7, which is a gun I know a lot of you guys are hyped about. It's going to be a really cool armor-piercing submachine gun that's going to change the game a lot. But actually, Nikita, you're talking about player interaction a bit, like how to interact player to player. And I actually had this idea the other day, and I'm curious as to what you think, because a lot of players try and give each other items in a raid, and a lot of times they'll like awkwardly drop it, and it like sometimes will just fall through the map or something. But what if you had an option? If you're in your inventory, you right-click an item. It could be a gun, a backpack. It literally could be whatever. And you select the hand-out option. What your guy does, you basically do this. You he'll grab it, like a little animation like this, and he just holds it out. And then the item is just sitting in his hand. And then any player could just come up and grab it out of his hand if he wants to. So you could give somebody ammo, you could give them an IFAK, morphine, and you could just kind of like hold it out with your arm. And if you want to give that to your buddy, you can just grab it from your hand. I don't know how buggy that would be, but it'd be really.
That seems complicated.
It will be pure madness for us to make. Actually,
I can imagine.
The idea is like good, but just imagine you need to hand over. AK. Here's item case. Like or the propane canister. It will be
propane. Here you go, comrade.
Here's a propane.
It's a car battery, man. Here you go. Hold it out with my one arm. I'm very strong.
yes, and we will make something. First of all, we are fixing the bug, like the items which falling beneath the ground. We're fixing it right now.
It's one of the things that I had. Okay.
What about the pickup bug, like on Factory?
Oh yeah, with the vest where you just like constantly grabbing.
It's only on that map, really. I don't know.
What the back? What could you describe?
Basically, on Factory, there's like a really high chance where if you drop a backpack, you can't pick it up, you can't search it. Disconnecting. Sometimes when you disconnect, you'll come back and it'll just be gone.
Ah.
Kind of weird.
It's because on the server it's dropped beneath the ground.
Oh.
So it's desynchronized. The position of the client and server was desynchronized, and it's gone. And it's gone.
Was that part of the fix to stop people throwing items through walls and under the floor?
Yes. Also, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's a good change.
Yes, it's a good change.
Okay. Another talking point that I wanted to discuss with you guys is, again, kind of going back to quality of life improvement in raids and just making raids more enjoyable. And one of them is loot. And loot placement. And I want to use Shoreline as a really good example of this, because I know a lot of people feel this way about that map, is that obviously the resort is the key location of the map. It has all the fucking best loot, as it should, because it's a big-ass fortress. The scavs live there. That's the lore. But there's a lot of areas around the map that just, like, don't have anything. Like the village on Shoreline, I would love it if there was, like, some military recruits, some rare barter loot spawns inside that town, so that there'd be a reason for players to go in those houses. And that's all... Go ahead, Nick.
Actually, this is
Blend.
On the track.
It is blend.
This is blend.
This is blend.
On the track.
Of course.
Just need to make sure that it is.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Okay,
continue,
so
continue.
basically it's just loot placement around the map and how loot's accessed in general. I mean, this kind of goes back again to the marked room with the hatchling kind of thing. But, you know, there needs to be more incentive to go to other areas of different maps. So, like, you know, Shoreline has, like, a ton of locations. Like, there's the checkpoint, there's the swamp, there's the village town, there's the island, you know, gas station and the pier. Like, you know, some of the areas have some pretty good stuff and players generally go there. But, you know, there's a lot of areas and a lot of the maps that are just totally useless that people just... They don't go there. There's no reason for them to go there.
Dorms is pretty OP, I feel. I feel you could just take some of the loot out of dorms and just spread it across the map.
Yeah.
It's just too concentrated for that area. That's what everyone does. They just go there and loot everything.
Well, even that, there's no risk. There's no scabs. It's always just empty.
No scabs.
It's always
There's
empty.
scabs outside, but not inside, really.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to say for you, everybody in the chat, and you guys, there will be changes. Like the winter is coming, so the loot economy, the loot spawning chances will be controlled by AI. So what it means, when we implement the flea market, we will start to make this AI controlled traders. Also, the pool of items will be controlled by some event system, which will be not controlled by us.
You know, now that you said the flea market, I'm actually going to show them.
It means that the items, some of the items could be depleted for a long time. So for several weeks or even more, there will be no like mats on the locations, no ammo on the locations, even no weapons on the locations. And it will be controlled by event system, the AI, the internal thing. And this is it. Right now, there is like the model called the farm. Like every item is being grown on the location. Like it's pretty unrealistic concept.
It's where they grow Kashanka.
It's like you're constantly like going to locations, to the marked room, to some loot enriched locations, loot enriched places, and you constantly find something useful for you, and it's not real because it's not real, and there will be some changes. There will be some like very big and limiting changes for you, and it will require for you to trade, to stack things up in your stash, to predict something, to predict the economy. So it will be more interesting and more real. It will be not like, okay, these 2 next days I'm on the loot. I need to make money. I need to make some loot. I will be roaming around 2 places like Kiba Room and Mark Room, and I will start to get some money from the cash registers on the interchange, and it will be nice. It will be like the constant income, and I will be able to make some money, to make some items and get rich or die trying. And after this new implementation, that actually could be the situation when there will be no money at all in the cash registers, because they are depleted by you.
I like that.
Constantly trying to get this money, and it will deplete the overall economy of
Man, you damn
specific
hatchet
items.
farmers better stay away from the cash registers, I swear to
Yeah,
God.
that's good. You're like cycling the meta
Yeah.
so people don't just run to the same
Yeah.
spot every
Yeah,
time.
so if people are farming Marked Room like repeatedly and always grabbing the loot off there, eventually Marked will just kind of stop spawning loot.
Yes,
So-
yes.
So will people who do farm these items change the meta for everyone else, or will it be unique to that specific PMC's behavior?
So everyone else, so everyone, like the economic situation, economy will be changed for everybody, and it will be flowing. Like there will be events. For example, we plan to switch on the simple thing. For example, day offs. Some traders will not work on specific days.
I think that's actually really cool because that totally switches up the game. Like not having therapist available, you now have to go loot all your meds. You don't.
Yeah, I like looting stuff, man. One of my favorite things is the hardcore challenge. Just having to loot stuff.
Yep.
It's a really rewarding feeling. I don't know.
And that's why I like a lot of these barter options too, because like areas that were used to be completely useless in a map, now are way more valuable to go to. Like 2 magnets is a Glock. You can get armor for, just general barter goods now and clothing for Ragman. And that incentivizes players to not just run around a raid and try and frag people and just go for the kills, but more rather take the slow pace to go search and scavenge through the map, and also make scav mode even that much more valuable because, you get into a scav mode a lot of the time where, you never see any players, but then you go rummage through all those filing cabinets and you get enough to get a couple good items at the traders because you found some good barter loot.
Yeah, and I think the guys reading about like, no, it's a bad change. You'll be able to buy these items because there will be flea market.
Yeah.
The huge market to buy everything possible, even items that are not which are not being sold right now. Like every item, like every weapon part, the different weapon setups, like even the containers, the secured containers, keys, everything, and show them the pictures
of Ragfair again.
Yeah. You showed.
Yeah,
them.
I showed him when you mentioned it earlier, but we'll show it again now that we're talking about it.
Yeah.
And actually, it'd be cool.
Some,
you should break it down for him too. Tell him about what they're saying here.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, like it's better, and we try to make this living world in MMO-ish FPS. So it's kind of hard task for us, and you must be sure that it's an experiment, and we will change everything. If there will be like no use for us, for the place, for the experience, we will change it. We will revert it. We will make it right, suitable for you.
Awesome.
So this is maybe you should. I need to. Yeah. So this is the screen. This is a offer edition. Like you select what do you want to place, like order to place, offer to place for somebody to purchase. You select the items. You can select the infinite amount of similar items. You can sell like 10,000 ammunition pieces, like 10,000 rounds of some ammunition. You can sell like similar setups, customized AKs. Like you created like 10 or 15 AKs, and this will be your offer, like 15 AKs. So you select this, you add the requirements. It could be just money, like you want money, you want rubles or dollars, you want some specific items that that are included in your encyclopedia, in your handbook. And you have an expiration date just to make sure that you will not place some garbage. Like you need to think what to place, because if your order, like if your offer depleted, so nobody bought it, you will receive the decrease in your trader's reputation, and it will like kick you in the butt. So you can make this prioritized. It will be on the top, and you need to play to you need to let's some stupid. So there is a text, like it's not text, like more than fee. You need to
it's like a
to
tax?
give some fees.
Like a tax? Like
It's like a tax, but it's more like a fee because
okay.
tax usually is get paid by after the transaction. So this is like some different items on the flea market. You can expand it, see the information, see what merchant is like selling this, like expiration date and stuff. There is lots of filters. You can search nearly everything. You can search the item suitable for your AK, what like ammunition for the AK, some like cheap or expensive stuff. Like it's like a
commission
web market, like some like the portal when you like Amazon or something like.
Right.
You will be able to buy things and have a lot of filters to configure.
Cool.
This is the interface. It's similar to a Quest interface. Hand over items. Like you select some items that you want to be changed, and you will get offer that you want to buy to purchase in your in-game
cool
messages.
That's awesome.
Looks good.
Yeah.
I have one question. Are you going to be able to only buy for rubles, or is it going to be like you can trade anything for anything as long as the player agrees?
You can trade anything for anything
Nice.
So one thing, talking about all these traders, talking about a lot of the new barters and all this is really great. But one problem that I'm kind of seeing here is for standard edition owners and their small stash space, considering that they're going to have to be holding on to more items, more stuff like that. And I've seen a couple suggestions here in the chat. And I would actually, because I know you said this on my stream the other day, but before or around open beta, you guys are planning on allowing all the editions of the game to upgrade their stash, correct? It may be via hideout or not, depending.
Yes, it depends on the completion of the hideout, because hideout will have the option to upgrade your stash. So it's definitely B. Like if there will be no hideout yet, we will implement it via the quests or something. Like we need to buy something
at the trader, something
make something.
So regardless, by the time the game hits open beta, players will be able to upgrade their stash finally.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So there you guys go, man. Open beta.
Also, there is a possibility. It's just a possibility. For every single version of the game, I want to make the separate stash for barter items.
That's actually a fantastic idea.
That'd be cool.
It will be smaller than like the main stash, but it will be just for barter items.
I think that's a great idea. I mean, that's fantastic. I mean, as long as it's fair, of course. Because I'm sure some people have VOD like, well, why isn't my barter size bigger than theirs? I paid more money. At the end of the day, eventually everybody is going to have the same stash size if they grind it out, because realistically, these different editions with the stash is more of a head start bonus than it is like a pay to win, because eventually you're going to be able to get it just by playing the game. But I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, because it's became clearly for me that if there were like the bartering economy, if we implement more of the bartering options, bartering traits, it requires more free space for you to collect the items.
One thing that could help with that, going through the barter items and letting some of these items stack. So maybe you could put 5 rechargeable batteries on top of one slot.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
So it wouldn't be for everything. Obviously it wouldn't be realistic. I could stack 10 car batteries and it takes up one spot. That doesn't make sense. But it could be dependent to the certain kind of item, maybe food.
Actually, food is consumable. You can't stack it because it could be the different amount of users left.
Okay, yeah, because it's a point system.
Yeah. So actually, there is such thing implemented already. Right now, it's just stack count 1. Like you can't stack. I can test it and see. Also, the thing also to mention, just to not forget, it's bartering options for packs of ammunition that you told about.
Yeah, please.
I actually have a suggestion for standard account. What if you moved the beta container to like level 2 Peacekeeper and had it be a trade up? That would be
pretty cool. It could be like some
players.
gold chains, some bitcoins or something. That mechanic
even.
Beta container
like
level 2.
Your alpha container and the Bitcoin for a beta container.
Yeah. That would be really good for standard editions.
I will note this down.
Okay.
I got you, standard players.
Yeah. We're out here trying to get y'all's back, man. All right. I want you guys to have more stash space. I want you to be able to hold on to all the
Also,
Wilson cigarettes.
if you're talking about containers, show them the Omicron container.
The Omicron container. I will do this. The Omicron. This thing looks pretty crazy, man. What kind of container is this for, Nick? Is this where we keep the porn?
Yeah. Some forbidden materials.
Forbidden materials, man.
Are there ever plans to add a bigger container than the Gamma? Or
Yeah, the Omicron will be bigger.
Hesley, what's your deal, man? What you got against me, dude? Why you want me to be muted? Am I not running a good podcast here or something? Come on, man.
Fantastic.
That's mean, dude. That's mean. Well, he wants me to be muted. That's disrespect.
Actually, this container will be bigger than Gamma container, but it will be like divided, like cheeks, like divided cheeks.
Divide my cheek.
So just to ensure you will not be able to put on the long rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be divided.
Dang it! I can't glitch my assassin here.
It will be 3x3 Gamma plus 1x3 like row.
Oh,
just
cool.
for keychains and stuff.
Oh,
so
that'll be good. I can put my 10-round Saiga mags in there.
it's possible, yes.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Okay, what's next?
How are we gonna get that? Is it gonna cost money?
Yeah, is it gonna be a quest item or
quest?
loot only, maybe?
I don't know. Maybe it will be right now. It will be just for a lot of money. Then later it will be like the upgrade for the stash or for the hideout or special hideout mission, or maybe there will be like 0.00001 chance to find it on the location.
That'll be pretty cool.
It will be like, oh my god!
Nikita, I'm getting this a lot in the chat, and I just want you to comment on this because I already know it's planned. South American servers, they always want.
Okay, South American servers, guys. First of all, we are constantly working on that direction because there is situations over there in the Brazil, for example. There is a lot of providers, and the quality and the price is like it's divided, like low quality, big price. And right now we're just searching for the high quality provider, and we will definitely buy these servers for you, because if you're like watching this, we expand the server list constantly. We add in different cities, different countries, like New York, for example. We did New York, and different, like many places in the world. And right now we're working on Japan, Oceanic servers, additional, and also the Brazilian, like South American servers. But in South America, there is like pretty uncomfortable conditions for us right now, because we want high quality for the decent price, like for a good price, not like the super high price for nothing.
Yeah.
So
this is it. And so many of these guys are asking just because there's been a bunch of very large South American and Brazilian streamers playing the game. Over 25,000 people watching the other night, and for the rest of the week, pretty much. So the South American community is growing very, very quickly, and so of course they want to play on servers that don't have like 150, 200 ping.
Yeah.
And
yeah, guys, you're not forgotten. Like, we're working on this.
Also, actually, I just noticed in the chat, what happened to the Seattle server, Nikita? Did that get shut down? Because I don't see it on the server list anymore.
Seattle server?
Yeah, I don't see it anymore.
I saw people saying Dallas, too.
Yeah.
I will ask my admin guy.
Got Ligma.
Got Ligma. No!
I just killed chat.
Seattle, yes?
Yes. So, Anton, given the current state, because I know you're the fucking armor guy, you test the armor like crazy. Given right now, how do you feel about the armor? Like, how do you feel about the way you acquire armor, the ammo, everything around it in terms of the economy and stuff?
So, the armor is really not that bad. It's more just like what ammo people are using. Like PRS ammo if you're listening to this and you use PRS ammo, use tracer ammo because it's just better. There's a lot of bloated ammo at level 1 traders, kind of, and I'd like to see them just removed. That would help people. Because, for instance, PRS is 7 shots, or about 6 to 7 shots to PACA. Tracer is 2 shots. They're both the same level. They're both the same price. It's just like whether or not you know the ammo charts, really. Even adding in a HUD to the ammo would help a lot of people. And another thing, ammo like BP and BT, I think, could use a pen buff just because they are armor piercing, but when you hit high armor, it doesn't really go through. Like Gen 4, it doesn't go through or anything like that.
I think the difference between BS and BP is too much.
It's way too big.
Yeah, there's a massive difference between those two ammo types. And I think it just needs a bit more balanced, like more little points along the scale. Because really, the only defense against the later armors, Gen 4s and the fort that we've always had, is just that it's too much, especially for newer players getting into the game to come up against people who grind the game out for these strong armors. It's difficult, really difficult to bring them down.
Actually, last week I made some correction. I buffed something, I think, and also there will be more special ammunition. Maybe again, I will tell you more about this.
One thing I actually wanted to comment on real quick, and because Anton, his best advice that he always gives to new players is to learn the ammo charts, because people don't know the ammo. And I saw this suggestion on the fucking Reddit. I thought it was so good, and it makes a lot of sense. It's so simple. Is that on SP6 or SP5, it says in the description of the ammo that this can penetrate up to armor class 4 in the description. And just adding a little line of text in all ammo, I think would go so far, because they could read it and be like, this can penetrate up to class 4. This armor's class 3. I can fuck this up. You know what I mean? So
another thing is the slug rounds. The slug rounds have worse pen than buckshot. And I was watching some like IRL videos, and slug rounds seem to always be better at pen than buckshot. I don't know. I think it'll go up to like level 2. It just goes through it. Level 3 it stops.
You know what?
Something like that.
You know what? You want it. There's pretty specific info. I need you, Anton, to wrap this up for me, please. Like your suggestions to tweak something like ammunition, armor, and stuff, and I will reconsider all the stuff we have here.
Write this up for me, Anton,
really cool.
and I will get that sent to the boss.
Slug rounds in particular, I know exactly.
Yeah, slug rounds. I feel I had an argument actually the other day on stream with a couple of viewers saying that if I was wearing an OpsCore helmet in real life and I got shot in the back of the head with a slug, that I would be fine. I think a slug.
What?
I think a slug would destroy your skull.
It would break your skull.
Yeah, people are like, oh no, you'd be fine.
It'll
It'll be fine. No, you'd be good. I'm like, no, if you get shot in the head with a slug, even if you're wearing a helmet, you should die. I mean, obviously, if you're from super far away, probably not going to even land that shot. But if you're within 50 to 100 meters, you're going to kill that motherfucker for sure. You're going to die. You're gonna be dead
even
as
in
hell.
the chest. I saw a video that'll like crush your lungs.
Nikita?
Different special ammunition that will come in the game shortly, and actually it will be sold via boxes.
Okay.
Via packages.
Okay.
So that's 20 gauge per super performance slug monoflex. I don't know what it is. I think it's like super penetrator for the 20 gauge 20 11 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 20. Yes, 20.
Super penetrator slug. I like it.
Also, 380 auto extreme defense ammunition. High defense.
Is that like a hollow point 308?
I think so.
Wow. Also,
high 9mm maximum expansion ammunition. Also, 45 ACP for the Chris and
1911.
Cold. Maximum expansion ammunition also SBR 45 ACP tracer ammunition.
Ooh, what about tracers for the SV98? That'd be cool.
It will be 45 ACP Paralite ammunition. I don't know what it is. I think it's piercing 45 caliber.
That's awesome. How
20,
soon
2 to 3
how soon will we see the Vector in the 1911, Nick?
Soon.
PM?
Soon.
Okay.
Yes. 223 Remington Varmageddon ammunition. I think it's something for like 5.56. 223 Remington, it's 5.56, I think. 5 for 5 by 39. 7 and 39. 505 by 39, 7T3M modernized trace ammunition, 9 by 90, 9 by 39, 7N9 SPP. It's a new one for the VAL VSS.
So it's like a extreme penetrator for VAL and VSS, or
yeah,
the SP7.
It's
SPP.
called
SPP. Doesn't it have like a blue tip?
I don't know. Actually, I just have a name, so
okay.
we can actually show it later. Pictures on the other stream.
Sure.
9 by 19 S7N20 BP. It's another special ammunition for VAL or VSS. 9 by 39 PAB9. It's also something new.
More 9 by 30. I'm liking all this 9 by 39. I'm hoping we get like some more 9 by 39 guns, like a Groza.
Ooh, about 9 by 39. Can you guys add it to the loot tables? I think that would be a cool.
Yeah.
Be able to
like in the green boxes, green crates.
Something.
Yeah, but we don't have a packs. Like it will be just like a
ammo stacks.
Even just finding it on a table.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think finding it in the green. I mean, honestly, since I've been going to those green loot boxes, like that's been the ammo box for me. Like I don't care about the package. I go in there, I find some BS rounds, BT. You know, finding some SP5, SP6 would be pretty nice.
Okay, that's it. That's it for now, because there is more. Like, okay, it's pretty like abbreviations.
You know,
it's hard for me to tell.
I actually want to mention something real quick because you're talking about ammo and sniper rifles. You know, SV98 DVL. Yeah, a lot of the times it seems like the rounds used in those guns seem to be a little unreliable, and snipers are just not even used. What do you think the possibilities of having like special loaded ammunition, like a hot load that's specific to the SV98 or DVL that does like increased penetration and damage, but it's only loaded for that gun? Because people do that in real life. They'll custom load ammunition for their rifles at home, and they'll add like extra powder, maybe use a different kind of round for it.
It's like say it's a different ammunition.
No, it's the same. It's like it's 308, but it's specially loaded for the DVL. It's like it's only for.
It's like a specialist load.
Like if you used it in M1A, it would damage the gun, and it wouldn't work correctly per se.
Yeah, like there is a home base, like how to say it, constructed homemade
ammo.
Homemade ammo with
loaded.
like custom homemade. Like I know some guys who made subsonic ammunition. They just get the round of typical round was 7.62, and then they just lower the amount of gunpowder in it and make this like subsonic.
Yeah.
So it's possible. Yes, maybe it will be like an option, or not an option. It will be like the specific item, specific ammunition sold in at mechanic.
Yeah,
like his some special stuff.
Yeah. 10 GPUs for 2 bullets.
For chat, like what Clean's talking about is when you use an SV98 and you hit someone with like a packet on in the chest with the best ammo, it sometimes doesn't kill them. And we just want that gun to be useful, you know? Like a headshot or a chest shot from SV98 should drop that person, you know, unless they're wearing 4 armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
it seems right now that
there's a chance for it to one tap, but like most of the time it doesn't one tap.
And
okay, I got the info about Seattle. It was like a demo server.
Okay.
It was expired, but we ordered 3 new ones.
Oh shit.
Over there. So yeah, it will be more servers in Seattle. Okay.
But also again for chat here, for the reason why I suggested like special custom loaded ammo for bolt action sniper rifles is to kind of add a realistic but also balanced way to balance out DMRs like the M1A, the RSAS to the bolt action sniper rifles. Because if you could load, you know, a round that does really good damage and penetration into an M1A, it would be OP. You could fire it so quick and you could put people down super fast. But you could load that in the sniper rifle where it's a little bit more balanced. You know, it's a manual bolt weapon. It's you know, again, people custom load ammo all the time.
Breach is designed to take it.
It's closed bolt, all that. So again, that's just for people in chat who are curious. I just wanted to mention that.
Make bolt rifles great again.
Yeah, pretty much, man. I mean, I can't wait for the Mosin. That thing's gonna be a killer, dude. That thing's gonna be so much fun. I hope we can make an OddbawZ, man.
also about the armor mechanics. Right now, for the test purposes, the amount of blunt damage is lowered to an insignificant values, and actually we plan to increase them. So there will be more blunt damage.
So I imagine with hollow
So
points and slugs, it'd be pretty high.
Hollow points, they are soft bullets, and the
They expand,
this
right?
is it. My vocabulary is depleted. Yeah, they expanded. Have more. I need Google. Google, help me! No, not size. Like this. Yeah, it's a principle. Just a second.
I mean, I hate how pistols are in the game, just because like they're pretty weak.
Yeah,
People have armor, but it's like bulletproof vests stop bullets. It's just kind of shitty in the game. I feel you always have to headshot, and
Yeah.
sometimes it gets a little.
I
weird.
feel like at the
don't
same
know.
time, that's the skill gap, you know. It's like I looked at my stats the other day, and I have like 1,100 kills or something like that. You know, PMCs and scabs included, and like 600 of my kills are headshots. 600 of them. So, you know, I feel like the meta's definitely shifted a lot since what it used to be. Because before blacked out arm, you look at barbed wire, you died. like that shit used to be rough, man. That was I remember dying at the extract so many times on customs by having a blacked out leg and accidentally touching that barbed wire, dude. That shit was like hot lava.
Or taking any fall damage.
Actually, it's a perfect theme for the next podcast or even the post or something.
Okay.
The retrospective. Remember old bugs. Son. Remember
the
old
sound
bugs.
used to be terrible.
Well, we OddbawZ actually created a fantastic list of bugs from this patch that have probably been around for a little while.
Okay.
Yeah. Come back to-
I just searched the correct words about this hollow point ammunition. So when the soft ammunition touches the armored like surface, it expands, and there is more area.
Like the energy disperses.
combust.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like okay, I get
Yeah,
it.
and the energy disperses and the blunt damage. Yes.
Okay.
And so we will make this tweaks. We will increase the blunt damage and see how it goes. Because literally the 50 shots.
to a helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
to
one,
helmet.
it should
It
be
needs to
one
be
or two
separate.
with a slug, to be honest, if you're close enough.
Helmets are out of the realism. Right?
Oh, they're not
Yeah,
realistic
they
at
are-
all right now. Many of them aren't.
They're not realistic. Just to ensure that you will have the chance to survive.
I'll say this: if helmets were realistic in the game right now, nobody would buy them and wear them. The people would be like, "There's no point." That's what people would probably
Just
do.
one shot from 5 for 5. One shot. PRS, no matter what. You will receive the huge concussion, huge like damage to your head. You will out of commission. You will be not be able to combat for a long.
So now I kind of want to steer the discussion a bit towards 0.10, kind of moving forward, because I know that's what a lot of people probably want to hear about as well. So Nick, can you tell us about what have you guys fixed? What are you guys working on in the studio right now? Like what kind of bugs are maybe kind of hard for you, but people want to know where you guys are at right now.
Just a second. I will open my bug tracker.
And again, chat, if you guys have questions, just kind of save them for the end. Nikita has a bunch of questions from the community team that he's going to answer, and we'll probably be looking in chat to pick out questions near the end of the channel. So if you guys got the questions, save them for the end, and we will be looking at chat. Don't worry.
So I will just pick some fixes briefly.
Sure.
Just lots of fixes on the flea market. It's okay. Spawn system fixes. Some spawn system fixes. The players spawn into the same place, and it's in Russian. I need to translate.
What about late spawning? Is that there, Nikita?
I don't know. Just a second.
I always wondered, Boz, if there was a way to make it so there's just a minimum amount of people in the raid, and the server does not begin until they're all they're ready.
Yeah.
It's fixed actually. There will be no late spawn, guys.
Oh,
no late spawn
God.
at all.
Okay.
It will be instant spawn, not 0 seconds to await players. Actually, 0 seconds. Okay, so this spawns something related to you can spawn in, 2 players can spawn in the one single point, and they will trying to push away together, and it will be some buggy situation. Clipping of the scopes.
Yes, that's
Fix
huge
it.
for me. I hate that so much.
Clipping the scopes,
Oh
yes.
god, like having to like
different-
switch the reticle and all that. Ugh.
Yeah. Different fixes related to player collision on the different locations.
Player collision with weapons, right?
mhm.
No, that's one that you.
Yeah, like the collision on the weapons fix it so this way, like your long barreled, no matter what, like primary weapon, like
Pistol, shotgun.
rifles and stuff, they will be like it will be not like this, like right now. They go up, they go up. They will be more like with the pistol.
They'll kind of pull
move
in
towards you. Yes,
So
for
you
a
PMC more realistically lean back.
Yeah, 6 CQB. But if you like
get too close.
move to the close, they will start to.
So there's a
Okay,
little bit
so
of
there's more
there's a little bit
tolerance,
of a
yeah.
room there that I think is great.
Yeah, so
That's
there
a
will
great
be like
change,
the situations when on the factory when you meet someone and like trying to shoot him and your gun keeps firing
When
on
that
the ceiling.
Hudson's swinging at you.
Yeah. It's fixed.
Yep.
Okay, what next? Optimization of that's a huge one. Optimization of network traffic. Which depends on the distance of the player.
Net code.
It could hugely improve the networking performance.
We
I think
hope.
it will definitely improve.
We definitely hope so.
The door synchronization fix. Door synchronizations. You know what we're talking about. Doors.
Oh yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
it's not a band. It's a bug in the EFT.
Is that the sound bug also with the doors? Because sometimes doors make sound and sometimes they don't.
It's just no audio banks like set. Like it's just unconfigured prefabs. It's easily fix.
Okay, so you just need
Easy
people
fix.
to report those doors, yeah,
Yep.
so you know where to fix them.
It's almost like a bug. Like sometimes the server's just like, nope, I'm not playing that sound that I used to always play.
It's not a server bug, it's a client side bug.
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, it will be fixed also. Okay, what next? That's a lot of fixes.
I'm sure. I can't wait to read all of them when the patches come out.
Cooling fixes, LOD fixes, medkit healing. The old evil bug. If right now, if you're in the process of healing your arm, for example, and if you get a hit and disarm, this amount of health points will be not healed at all till the end of the raid. So, like, some of us maybe you experience this. Like, you can heal up the whole bar. It's like the small amount of health is depleted, and you can't heal it at all. It will be fixed.
Okay.
That's good.
Reconnection fixes. Nice fix. The grenade box is placed
The right
with
way
the
up.
Yeah.
You're talking about the grenade box in customs?
Yes.
You can't. Damn it! I can't glitch through it no more.
I think that's a perfect reason to get back into the game, like for those who quit.
Yeah, of course. You
Like-
can't glitch in the grenade box anymore. Come back and play the game.
Finally, they finally
Game
fixed
is
this
now
bug.
perfect.
Even though it wasn't even locked, but you know.
Nice.
So
Lots of bot fixes, bot requests, suppression fire fixes.
suppression fire
Reconnect
fixes, is that
fixes.
like the suppression effect that you get when you get shot at?
No, the suppression fire, like AI behavior.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like they have a behavior to suppress different like places or some dangerous like spots, and it's not working right now, and it's fixed. In the
I have a
next version.
complaint about scavs, and it's when you'll shoot a scav in the chest with like a SKS or something, and he'll just instantly run off. It's like if you got hit with a 7.62 round in the stomach or something, you might not just instantly be running.
Mhm.
I think it'd be nice if they staggered for just a second or
I think
slow down
sometimes
the
the
reaction
reaction
time.
Well, Anton, yeah.
Dude, I've seen scavs
with
prone
essence,
dodge
you
shots.
fire, they
They'll actually run as soon as you pull the trigger before
Yeah.
the bullet gets there.
They'll run away before
they'll
the grenade even lands next to them. You throw a grenade in there,
Yeah.
and they're just like, "Oh, there it is. It's time to get out of here, boy." Like, you know.
Scavs react.
Yeah, they're quick as hell.
Oh, actually, there's a real big amount of technical fixes that are really hard to translate, but this one is also, I think, is pretty noticeable. On the collimators will be much more brighter.
The reticles?
Like
Reticles of the
yes,
scopes?
we call
That's
them marks.
that's nice. You know,
They will be
touching
more-
on that, dude, you know the scope glare effect? Of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
scopes? Is there any way to disable that so it doesn't happen inside buildings? Because it makes sense that it happens outside, but you'll literally be inside of a building and you'll look one way with an EOTech and you're just blind through the optic. You can't see anything.
You reminded this. I plan to edit on the list. I will edit right now.
As like
One
a
thing with the
temporary
new
fix, if
scope-
anything, maybe just remove the effect until it works properly on the inside, because that happens on every scope, everywhere, dude. I know every Tarkov player
Yeah.
has sighted in at one point in time, and you're on the wrong angle of the sun, and you just can't see dog shit.
Well, it'll happen in factory too.
Yeah, it'll
like
happen in
the
factory.
hallways.
Yeah, it happens in factory all the time.
Okay. Just a second. It's a live.
For a lot of you guys talking about the random freezes and stuff, that's
Production.
probably one of the most difficult tasks right now in terms for Battlestate to fix, because it has a lot to do with their animation code, and I'll let Nikita explain a bit once he's done typing.
Uh-huh.
One of the first issues I've got.
Yeah. It's the stuttering dude that
because they
freezing.
never used to be that bad,
Yeah.
and then they just got worse all of a sudden.
Nick, do you also have scope sensitivity on that too, like adjusting the sensitivity?
No,
for all of them?
I don't know. Like there's I think 200 tasks. Maybe it's in there.
Maybe it's probably in there.
There's so
So
much.
about freezes, we are constantly fighting with freezes, and it's a really hard thing to fix because it's related to some evil old code, like some basic code. For example, the spawn system, the huge lag spike you will receive when somebody spawn, bot, like AI or player or near you, or like the long away, like long place that you don't see at all, and it will give you a huge spike. And right now we have reworked the spawn system. It's called soft spawning system, and it will get rid of this lag spikes. Right now they are like, I think the biggest spikes we have right now in the game.
I agree. Yeah, happens all the time.
And it's fixed right now. It's been tested because it's like huge rehaul, rework of the spawning system. It's not like this spawning system, like the system to place spawns and avoid close spawning.
So it's essentially an overhaul of the entire spawn system for the game, huh?
Yes, it likes a technical part of work, just to make sure there will be no freezes related to this.
That's awesome. I mean, that's been around since I've been playing back in the alpha. It's been
Also the huge amount of come with inventory operations rework,
like movement errors.
like a lot of like movement errors, blinking items, locked rigs, broken rigs, disability to loot something. It's all related to the inventory operations.
Okay.
It's also reworked on the test, and I think it will change the situation in a brighter side, but it possibly could lead to another bunch of funny bugs. Not funny, maybe horrible. I think it will be all right. Relax.
Incoming fire, bullet cracks louder than the actual rifle. Rifle can actually tell what direction. So basically sound, Nikita, because I know a lot of people have issues with sound, and I know sound design is really specific to the maps. It's not really like, oh, here's just sound, and it's going to work fucking great. It's, I know there has to be a lot of placement cues and collisions with physical objects in the map. How much plans do you guys have to improve the sound in the 0.10 update? Because I know
there will changes in the sound system for sure. For example, there will be changes is this gear sounds.
ADS audio.
ADSing, yeah.
Ka-clunk,
The,
ka-clunk.
the sound movement sounds. It will be related to the new skill called silent movement or something, a covered movement or silent movement, and also ADS sounds will be linked to ergonomics of your weapon, and yes, and about the complete rework of like sound positioning and stuff. I don't sure it will be in this update because it's huge.
It is a big sound design is a big project. I feel like that's a patch of its own.
Freezes, lag spikes, the game-breaking bugs is more important. Are more important.
I agree.
So
totally agree.
It's on the plans. The overall list of the tasks and bugs is huge, but we just pinpointed some of the major ones.
Somebody said in chat. So for a lot of these new audio changes for equipment, are we getting new sounds, like new sound samples, for this stuff, or is it going to be the same sounds?
It's possible.
Okay,
it's possible there will be new sounds.
I know. I remember the dev blog where your sound guy went out and got a bunch of them, of the gear and all that other stuff too.
Yeah. I have all of this stuff, like the tons of new sounds. I just need to like make sure that we fixed all the crucial and the major problems in the game, because literally it's too hard for me to make the game, to create something fancy, some interesting stuff, but while the game was like broken in some points, like in some areas. We need to make sure the game will run perfect, and we will have much more clear air and clear space to make the cool stuff.
OddbawZ and or Anton, do you guys have any comments about sound? Anything?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah. I know, Clean, you talked about this, but having gear affect your sound.
Yeah.
Like if you're a hatchling, you sound different than a dude with a tri-zip and a rig with mags in it.
Yeah, like different sprint, awesome. Basically just different sprinting, movement audio, depending on your equipment.
Yes, it's planned, but it's planned. Like the first iteration of it will limit the sound noises, depends on your speed and skills. The second one will introduce the gear influence, actual gear influence on it. The big one, like the big pieces of gear will makes a lot of noise and stuff. So it will
bigger
be
backpacks and
like 16 pages of fixes, like so many.
I cannot wait to read that change log.
They're fixing everything.
So
with sound, Nikita, one of the things that a lot of people have been noticing is the vertical audio. I mean, it's a perfect addition to the game. Yeah, it makes a big difference. But there's areas on specific maps that still have this issue. One of them, most notably, is the Interchange Map. Sometimes when you're in some of the stores, it sounds like people are on the same level as you, even though they're below you, 3 feet of concrete inside the parking garage.
It will be changed. Like there will be custom model for the interchange. I'm not sure that it will be in the next patch. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's a scratcher. You know, it's a scratcher. Like
it's so ghetto.
I love the scratcher. I fixed it with the
barter
tape.
item for Tarkov.
Barter item win, Nick. When are we getting the barter item? Nikita's S scratcher.
It will be not a barter item. It will
be melee weapon. We'll have scratchlings now to be tight.
Scratchlings. Oh shit. Okay, I think it's the perfect time to show the pictures.
Yeah, let's start showing off some of the content here. That'll be coming up sometime soon. TMMMM. I'm not totally sure what we're looking at here, but it looks like clothes with a bunch of lines on it.
Waiting for the stream.
Enhance. Enhance.
It's a ghillie suit.
Is this? I don't even know what I'm looking at right now.
It's like the picture for you to guess. Actually, it's a pretty technical stuff, like the normal.
These look like sensors or something. Like they're used to like detect something.
It's like the lines which shows you the normal vector or something on the polygons.
Okay. Interesting. I'm assuming that's the shirt that's under it. This is gonna be part of the customizable characters.
The next picture, like this picture without this greeny lines.
How close is character customization to being ready?
The models are ready. Like the lot of upper and lower parts, like for the USEX and BERS, and even the interfaces are designed. And I think the next patch after next one,
So version
will
11.
introduce the thing. Yes, I think most probably yes,
Okay,
because version 11 will be more like the standard.
Yeah,
like
content
a lot of content.
fixes. Or this one is mostly fixes. Can you comment at all, Nikita, as to if any content will come in the 0.10 patch, if any at all will?
The SA58 mods.
Oh, so we're getting the
will come.
variations or just more mods?
Yes. Like the mods, which you saw in this picture, like the five
all of the different variations for the FAL.
It's like only mods. It's not variations. It's mods. It's mods only.
Okay.
What about
you'll
the
be able-
I
Mosin?
think I get what you're saying.
You will be able to recreate the classic file with the mods.
Okay, yeah. So the picture that we saw a couple days ago on Twitter. So we're getting all the different
just the weapon
variations
parts.
and parts
Yeah.
of the FAL. Cool. So that's gonna be cool.
It's just
These are Ragman's. That's Ragman's legs. I can tell.
I think one thing cool that is getting fixed, right, is the clipping with all the clothing. You guys are working on that?
Yes, we're working on this, but it requires a lot of tweaking. I think maybe something will be fixed, something will not. We'll see.
You gotta go for so many combinations and layers with the backpacks and the vests and the masks and the helmets and
there's a whole system of it, like different. We need to get all the player models to the specific sets, like thin, not thin. I don't know how to say it. Like we need to prepare all the gear for these types of bodies to fit well, and it's a lots of combinations.
Those shoes look good, though.
yeah, Ragman shoes, man.
Oh, is that
I think
Ragman?
it has to be Ragman. Only he would wear shoes like that, unless it's another scab boss that we don't
Oh,
know
the
about.
scar!
Yeah.
The scar.
Nikita, you confirmed actually on my channel a couple days ago that after the HK416 comes in, it'll be Scar H, Scar L.
Because we have a lot of people working on the weapon models. Maybe actually there will be in that kind of
Order.
Order, yeah. But I don't know. Maybe something will be just before the HK. Maybe Remington or.
I want this 700 gun. I want this gun. I want to use this. Remington 700. It's gonna be nice. I'm looking forward to using
Yeah, it'd be
that.
cool to mod that thing out.
Yeah, put a suppressor on it. Yeah, I'm hoping it's like an in between bolt action, like not as expensive as the DVL, of course, but not, maybe a little bit cheaper than the SV98. Just something.
No, SV98 will be with the price of SV98
like
because SV98 is crap.
It's crap.
It's crap. Yes, it's totally
Okay.
crap. So Russian special forces use Remingtons, the Blazers, the Teco rifles, Finnish rifles, and the T5000 horses, our sniper rifle complexes, but not SV98.
How's that GP25 coming along? Or you guys just still have that sitting on the back burner? And I ask you about that every podcast.
GP25 is meme.
And I know it's like it's a nasty thing that you guys been working on because like it's just so buggy. You guys.
Yeah, we just postponed it. We just
smart. Oh well. I mean, I feel like a noob tube doesn't really need to be in the game yet anyway.
It would be so fun.
It would be super fun, but goddamn, people would just wreck people.
Or even the underbarrel shotgun rounds for it would be really cool.
Ooh, is this okay? Is this Terminal? I want to say this looks like Terminal. Maybe Streets? I don't know.
The labs?
Maybe it could be Labs.
Yeah, Terra Labs.
it's a new map we're working on.
Is this the Terra Group Lab or is this a completely different one?
Oh, nice.
It's a Terra Group Labs. It's huge, and it's super huge actually. It's bigger than the
Interchange?
tree by maybe 4 times. Factory.
Oh, really?
4
Okay,
times.
so it's basically gonna like be a big boy factory. That'll be cool.
Yes,
Nice.
yes. It's fully underground, modern, futuristic laboratories.
That's awesome. I like you got the feng shui trees. Get really zen, dude. Cheeky bricky zen.
It will be, yeah. It will really differs for the visual style of the
There
game.
better be a Bitcoin at the top of that tree that I can loot.
Actually, there is a question. I don't know exactly what to spawn in this location.
Hang some gold chains on it.
Sealed.
You come up, it's like Christmas.
It was sealed, and it's a secret location in the game, and it was sealed. Maybe there will be some top tech, like top quality technical stuff,
Thermal sites.
some laboratory equipment, thermal sites, weapons, maybe, I don't know, but we must think about what should we make.
Thermals would be cool. Making those more accessible would be nice.
Yeah, actually,
Thermals, there will be
Anton
3 more thermals.
Anton suggested actually the other day we were playing offline and we were just playing some raids. And Anton suggested to have like a thermal barter option at like mechanics so that players could actually try and use it because it's really good when you use it in a group. But I never really see people take it out. What's up with the geese? Oh, I don't know.
It's the Vlad, the weapon specialist. You remember him?
Yeah,
the Vlad. It is gooses.
Okay.
He went on vacation and gave these gooses to another guy just to make sure everything will be all right with them.
Right.
Goose statue incoming.
To show some.
Yes. Yes.
To explain a bit to people here in chat, for those guys who don't know what this is on the helmet, that's literally a SAPI plate on top of the ops core. IRL, an ops core helmet can only take multiple shots of 9mm. You shoot a full metal jacket, 7.62x39, or like for example, PS545, PS7.62x39 could easily go through a fucking ops core helmet in real life. It would not be hard for that to happen. And what this legitimately is a SAPI plate on the front end of your helmet. That can stop. I think it's a 3IA cover for the ops core. And I imagine this will be specific to the hitbox on the helmet, so the front side of your head will have super AP protection. Should be pretty cool.
That's cool, man.
Actually, Nikita, I remember when I showed you this, like, was it 5 months ago, something like that, when the ops core first came in, and you're just like, oh, send me the link. Yeah.
It's cool.
It's cool.
I know.
Yeah.
I like cool stuff.
Yeah.
I like cool weapon parts. I like cool stuff. Right now we are modeling the lineup of weapon parts called Elite AK parts. There will be a huge amount also of M4 parts. These elite parts will gain you the small boost, experience boost. Like if you have installed this part installed on the weapon, you'll receive like 0.2% of additional experience
to your weapon skill. That's
something.
pretty cool. I would love to see that with consumable items too. Like if I eat Tushanka, it gives me an experience boost to my strength for like 10 minutes or something.
Yeah, it's a stimulator. When we will get to the stimulators and overdoses and
I can overdose on painkillers now. I can be a real scab.
You can and also the vodka, whiskey, and other hard drinks.
Get some moonshine bar.
Yes, because in the hideout you'll
get bored.
The ability to build the elite part called the boost generator, and you'll be able to brew some moonshine.
It's gonna get turned, man.
Get drunk on your hideout.
That'll be great. Is this a mine that we're looking at here, Nikita? Is that like a pressure mine?
It's a mine.
Okay.
Mine, like 3 or 4 mines already.
Can we make a rule before these are ever implemented to where mines just can't be placed within a certain zone of an extract? Because I feel like that would just be a huge issue. I'm gonna go to the gas station real quick and
I
don't know. It's a
I just see people putting fucking mines on extracts, dude.
Yeah.
Have fun in factory, boys.
There will be an item called mine detector.
Okay.
So maybe it's
I can already see the Reddit posts of people complaining about I got blown up after I killed a 5-man squad as I went to the extract.
I just picture them being buggy, like maybe they'd fall through the stairs or something, but they'd still blow you up even though you
Yeah.
didn't see it, you know?
Mines are planned.
No, they're
in
Pestly. They're kill
long-
mines,
long
dude. That'll blow your
terms.
leg off.
In long term, like it will be on the next patches, so
Okay.
relax. It's just to tease you a little.
Yep. You get the cheeky
Correct.
I'm
brickets.
guessing these will be really expensive items in the game, yeah? Like 100.
Yes, but the mines it's a first item in the law of war. Like items and wars, like it's not like these fancy ones with like the modern mines. It's more about like some handmade, homemade, like I don't know how to say it in English, like the different explosion devices set up in. I forget it. I don't know how to say it.
Forget about it.
Yes, it's a track suit. You wanted the track suit. It actually is the body of the new boss. I think it will be the next Scav boss, and the feature is he will be without a head. You will not be able to kill him in the head because.
Okay.
Kevlar Adidas tracksuit.
What are you guys talking
Yeah,
about?
it's like
Bomb
the-
suit. This is just clothes, guys, in a backpack. This is Gorka pants.
What?
I'm talking. They're saying like this is an IED suit or something. Like these are just clothes. It's not like special clothing.
This is
yeah.
This is the example of clothing customization of beer. I think.
What
Ooh,
in the
what
fuck
the
is
hell
going
is
on in my
going
chat? Yeah, what
on?
the hell is
Break
going
chat.
on? What the hell? Oh, dude, that's just champion being champion, dude. Holy shit, dude. What the hell?
Giving out 100 gift subs.
What the hell?
Goodness.
That's a thing?
It looks
How
like
can-
it now,
Dude,
yeah.
champion, what the
Costco
hell?
value pack.
Bro, what?
How can we? How did he do it so quickly?
I don't know. I've never seen that. Is this new? Thank you, champ. Appreciate it, bro. You're fucking nutty, dude. Champ.
Nikita sounds like drunk. I'm
Ah,
tired.
fuck him. He's drunk. Fuck that guy, all right?
Oh, yeah,
You're the
fuck
fucking...
yourself.
You're drunk, man.
Uh,
Okay. So I think we're getting near the ending stage here of the podcast for the most part. You have some questions from the community team, Nikita. I'm sure you'd like to read them and answer them for the community. And guys, don't worry, we'll be taking questions from you guys as well. Dude, champ, you're nuts, dude. Thanks for the 100 gifted subs,
Can
you
we-
nutter, dude. What the hell, brother? You're
Can
nutty.
we touch on some of the issues and see if Nikia can answer some of these clean while people are
Yeah, that
getting their questions together?
would be fantastic. Let's absolutely do that.
Yeah, I worked a week on this to.
sorry, I
see.
just I what did you say? Can you
It's
repeat?
for the some of the issues we brought up before, like the damage localization,
Mhm.
and just so you can clear up with the community, like what's been worked on, what
Yeah.
issues are known,
Yeah,
and
the
answer some of the
issues.
questions
Yeah.
that they have. Yeah,
If you want to
Okay,
send me a
so-
clip, boss, just send it to me on Discord. So,
Yeah,
So
sure, yeah.
we're working on hit detection issues right now. We made something I think yesterday. It increases overall picture of hit detection, but I think it broke something. Also, as always, it never been easy for us. It's always something that breaks, and we're working on this. Just for you guys to understand, if you discover some game breaking, don't think that we are not aware of this. For us, it's a high priority always. Literally, we have lately had a huge login issue at night. It was 4 a.m. Here in St. Petersburg, and it was the weekend. So yes, we was awake and tried to fix all of this in the night, in the weekend. So for us, it's a high priority to ensure that the game works well for you. So don't even think about that. We are not doing nothing. We are doing everything for you guys.
everything, man.
Everything.
Yeah.
Just takes time.
So the hit registration is something that's known, yeah, and it's been worked on at the moment. Is this
Yes,
something
of
that you fix with
course.
patch 0.10, or I know you've been doing a
I
lot.
think I
of
think there will be more fixes. Also, we think to release the intermediate patch with the core
Fixes?
uh,
Optim.
core fixes. Yeah, just to test them out because it will definitely bring us more bugs.
So you're saying
which-
an intermediate patch before 0.10?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, hit detection in video games, like even Counter-Strike, man, they've been updating their hit detection for like 3 years now. It's hit detection will probably always be worked on. I feel.
First of all, the guys must understand that hit detection could be perfect in terms of like local gameplay or low latency servers, but your client, your line could get networking lags unrelated to a server, unrelated to our game at all. You can like something could went wrong with the networking on your site. It could lead to a detection issues, desyncs, even freezes, and it's not us. And they don't, and you always blame us.
It's because it's your fault,
not
Nikita. Fix your game.
Cool. It's not cool.
Fix your game.
I'm trying.
One of the big differences between the freezes and in combat that we've been seeing from patch 0.8 and 0.9 weren't there as much in 0.7. Is that something that you changed then to try and improve this? That's maybe caused that.
Yes, because just to mention, the complexity of the code of EFT is like too high, and if we trying to make something better in one point, the other point could be like could break or misbehave for some bad reasons, and it's always about it. Like it's always something on the other side of the medal, and for us, it's really hard to make some important fixes because they could influence on some other parts of the game that we are not predicted at all, and that's why we need you guys to test it.
Okay.
Because it's testing. The game is huge. The game is complex. I don't know, like the games, FPS shooters with such complexity as EFT. And we are not experienced in this, and we try to make the game of our dreams and your dreams, and of course it leads to a different kind of problems that we need to solve all together. And this is it.
One thing people have a question on, man. It's your favorite question, Nikita. Will there be a wipe at 0.10? Maybe a partial wipe?
I think actually we know this patch because I don't think we have fixes that which influence
require
on
one.
the core. And we need to wipe when we discovered the huge huge problems with the progression. Some of the
economy
players,
or skills or something like that.
Yeah, economy. They abuse something. Right now, we have a perfect model to wipe this bad accounts like glitchers.
Yeah, tell them what you told me this morning about these glitchers that you smacked.
Yeah, we constantly wipe the dupers. Like they like the cockroaches. They find the places to glitch, and we close this holes and constantly wipe their profiles. But guys, dupers who watch and stream, who loves the game, dupers could love the game. Actually, why not? Next time we will ban you.
Oh shit! Ooh. So you guys heard it here first,
guys.
We
will ban you.
You guys better stop duping that money.
Stop doing this. Now, like we have some of the players that are constantly trying to dupe, to glitch. Like maybe he wants to get banned. There was a stories like Nikita, help me. I'm so addicted to EFT. I will do some shit. Just ban me. I don't want to play anymore because I'm addicted. I want to get off EFT. Please.
It's an addicting game. It really is. It sucks you in.
Yeah, I think temp bans would be really nice for those people who like to do that door glitch thing.
Oh.
Just
Oh.
a button, or like even big streamers. If we could just send in like a clip of this to someone and just get them banned for a week, that'd be nice.
Actually, yes, but I don't like to ban people, and because it's a beta, we need to test things, but some of them are abusing things and making other
Make
game
other people
experience.
suffer. Yeah.
Yes, and it's not cool because even if it's beta, how to say it properly, beta or beta?
Beta.
Beta. I want to sound like American. Beta.
Beta.
Oh yeah,
beta man. It's so cool, man.
Or will we say it like Russian? Beta.
Beta.
В общем, so the even it's beta. Damn it. I'm losing my shit. Sorry to lose my shit. It looks like the game is completed. Like we have a cycle of the game, like early game, mid game, even end game. Some of the end game. So if we like close our eyes and just imagine, like the game has his own cycle and is pretty completed for some point, and people orienting on this and saying bad things about the game. They don't even like try to feel that this is better and we need to fix things and it's testing. They think that the game is complete when it's not. But for some reason, I can understand them. The game, like for some point, looks like it has like solid, legit completion of some kind. I don't know how to say it. If you understand what I said, actually. So
Yeah.
the game feels like, for some point, it feels like completed game, maybe like distantly, and it's not. It's not. The coolest features are yet to come, so we need to wait.
Like the hideout and stuff. That's what I'm looking
Hideout, yes. Actually, we discovered that I made a hideout, all the designs, all the 3D model and level design. The year ago hideout was ready to be implemented in the game, ready to be coded in the game. But this is the game development, because cheaters, these things, you want to do the game like it's a strange thing to have hideout in the game with a broken core experience, core gameplay features. Like we need to fix them first.
Yeah, it's reassuring to hear that that's the focus right now, is that the core gameplay experience and the quality of the experience has been, prioritized over extra content.
But I must say, the situation is improved. Like, of course, there is a retrospective, like old bugs. Remember, you have a desync for a minute, like blinking, flashing items in your rigs, and like huge freezes. The performance was like 3 times lower than now, and it was we done like a lot of things. Maybe we'll make this retrospective kind of blog or something just to make sure. And there is much to come. There are lots of things that we need to make, and for me personally, some of them are game building features, like medical animation, hideout, arena, the flea market, the AI driven economy, the character customization, the advanced weapon mechanics, the advanced silencer mechanics, the advanced medication mechanics, the advanced everything. Like the tier 1 development is just like being completed.
What I like to do is I like to tell people that EFT is like a house. And right now, there's the concrete's there. We have the walls. There's insulation. But now it's time to put the windows in, the appliancing, the electricity. We've got to bring in furniture. The house is still yet to be complete. But you can look at it and be like, yeah, that looks like a house, kind of. Wouldn't live in it yet. But, gotta take what you can get.
No
right now, the huge success for us in terms of development is that we almost build up the team. So right now we started to work by a very specific and highly efficient pipeline, and all of these tasks, all these features, they're estimated properly, and we're working on it more with a more discipline. And actually, it's what it means that these features will be ready with the lowest amount possible of bugs, and it will be high quality for you. And the goal for us is to ship the patches, the releases perfectly. Of course, it will not be perfectly because there is a constant evil forces roaming around and trying to make our life worse. And haters also scratching like the window from the other side. So yeah, I think it's not much left for you guys to understand that the game will be huge.
Yeah, it has a ton of potential, more so than most other games out there. I mean, this game already does so many things different. And Nikita, I'll tell you right now, I remember when we first started talking, and you told me about how you want to be respected in the industry. You want people to notice EFT and change the gaming industry. And I'm going to tell you, dude, people have. I mean, I can tell you people right now are looking at a lot of the way they're developing their games, and they're looking at Tarkov and seeing how well you guys are doing a lot of these things with weapons, and they are no shit changing their games to compete with that because they have noticed and recognized how well you guys are doing so many things. Because
yeah, I noticed this too, but I don't like the praises.
You don't like
for
them?
myself, or I don't like it at all, because I can see all the imperfection. I can see all the incompletion of the game, of the project, of the team members. I can see all the pain. I can feel all the pain, and for me, it's like it burdens me. It's limiting my way, like my vision.
I think it makes sense.
And and it's simple to tell it like this. I can't fully understand and feel the positive sides of development when the game and the project and the team are not complete in terms of discipline, quality, like production efficiency. For me, it's always a struggle to make the game better at the first priority, and the second priority is to have fun and have these praises and have happy feelings about it. So it's work, actually. And yes, I want to make a game. I want to make EFT unique, and it's just about what I know, what we know, what the guys know, and just about the experience that we want to make the game that will be like most interesting for those who like such kind of games. And that's it. We don't plan to conquer the world. We don't plan to earn all the money of the world. We just want to make this perfect, good game, and this is it.
Yeah, I feel like not a lot of developers do that nowadays. They're just wanting to make games and make money off it, and that's it. But they're not trying to make a game that's gonna, change the industry. Like literally.
I mean, how many developers do a podcast?
Yeah.
Getting feedback on the game.
Little to none, man. And no shit, you already changed scav timers already. It used to be 20 minutes, and for a lot of you guys getting in now, earlier in the stream, we were talking about scavs, and you know how the scav timer's 20 minutes? Well, it's 10 minutes now, so you guys can go scav more. So definitely expect on the clean streams that we've been doing the Breaky Boy squads a lot more often, okay? They're going to happen like every raid, right?
Right now, we just want to keep the pace, to keep the pace of the flowing of the patches, high quality patches. I want to to make a streak.
You're on a good roll. You're on a good roll. Ever since 0.8,
yes,
you're on a good streak.
And I'm freaking out about it, because it's always like the other side. Like if you have some success, like the game, everybody, like the guys who understand this, they say that the game has its ups and downs, and if it's like the good thing, it's like the positive of it's always like a nervous part of it, like, oh shit, something's gonna be bad.
Yeah, something will
soon
break.
or
I can
something.
yeah.
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
it. You know, you've had that stress in the past.
And,
You've like before. Honestly, dude, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Every patch that came up before 0.8 was a hot pile of shit. It was buggy all
Shoreline
day.
patch.
You know, server errors and issues. It was terrible. But ever since 0.8, dude, release day, got on the service immediately. It was perfect. No errors. Nothing. It was great. You get.
You know, in Russian usually tells something like about good progress in terms of ongoing procedure. In Russian, there is a phrase called "не сглазь." I don't know how to say it in English. I try to translate. "Не сглазь,"
Не сглазь, yeah.
Do not jinx. Do not jinx. Like you
Don't jinx it.
do
Yeah,
not jinx.
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Because it's always about this. How to say it? Also, the fancy words. Приметы, не предрассудки. Приметы. Science, not science. Okay. It's an advanced level of English, I don't know.
Signs, like you mean like a tell?
Like some science for you to change your...
Self-reflecting.
Yes.
I don't know. Self-acknowledgement.
Okay, so enough of the like philosophy.
Okay.
Let's answer some questions.
Okay.
Yes, it's our philosophy actually. Yeah, I think all the interesting work, not like related to game development or like creating something, all the work must have its own philosophy. Yes, yeah. So you make the deal first and then go get some booze and girls.
Hell yeah, brother. Okay,
I've
so
got another question from community that I've noted down about server performance. Servers seem to differ in performance from raid to raid, but doesn't seem to be nailed down to one specific cluster of servers. But it's definitely a thing. Some are really smooth to play on, and some of them are really, laggy. Is there some sort of quality control at BSG? Do you guys check that? Is there any way players report?
We try to minimize this influence because, of course, it differs from hardware. Like, for example, some of the servers are located in not like good conditions and in not good data centers, and they can be overloaded. Like overloading issues and freezes are also on the server, just to mention. So if like you have a 150 game rooms, game instances, server instances, and they're working with a lot of players, it could the high amount of these rooms will give more server spikes. Server spikes will give you on the client side like lag spikes and desyncs. So lately, like 2 months ago, there were a lot of spikes on the server, and it gave a lot of desyncs, like desyncs, like you can't kill anybody, you can't loot, you can open doors.
Yeah, I've had that a couple of times, where you have to try and run to the exit. Yeah.
Right now we decreased it like by 10 times, but it's still a lot of things that we need to fix on the server, and there is a task called server problems and the errors, and I think the overall picture of networking on server networking will be improved in the 0.10.
Good, that's good to hear.
Oh yeah,
man, we've all got our fingers crossed for 0.10, man.
Yeah.
But of course, guys, you don't be.
You don't want us to set our expectations too high because
yes,
yes,
and that's fair.
There's a lot of things to fix, and I'm assuming a lot of the hit reg and armor things that are happening right now agitate each other. Yeah, so it's going to be hard to fix everything.
My biggest thing is when you're trying to snipe and people are like stuttering around, they're skipping steps and stuff.
Yeah.
That would be something really nice.
Dude, I've noticed something so weird. I'm sure everybody who has played EFT has noticed this. When you're walking, the game looks fine. It's smooth. But as soon as people start sprinting, they start choppy. Like they're choppy. They look weird. Like it's like the animation starts stuttering across the ground. Like I don't know why that is.
Just to mention this, like 2 last hot fixes actually tried to fix this problem, and right now you can you can like watch the player movement a bit closer and see jaggedness was decreased in a bit. So you can just check it, because of course there will be less stuttering, like mini teleporting players, but we tried to reduce this, and you should.
I noticed
Just-
something
just
last night,
check.
Nikia, that what you're saying, it's less choppy, but the players seem to glide actually on top of that, rather than run. So it's smoother, but it looks strange. Is that something that you did, or?
Yeah. Like the overall interpolation, network interpolation, it will be also in 0.10. So we need to. I don't like this at all. Like, I don't like how desynchronized animations with the lag compensation.
Yeah.
Player could glide like without animations. Then I like when I see the scavs like without animations, like sliding
yeah.
on the
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like their arms
all
are
this
like this,
buckle.
the gun's just like
Yeah.
in front of them.
What about when they're leaning sideways, walking at you?
Yeah.
You know, for
Or the
me,
gun's
my
like
favorite,
inside of them.
my favorite bug of all the history of EFT is the Raining Max. Raining Max is a perfect
That one's
bug.
funny as
I
hell,
don't-
dude.
Yeah.
The mag's just pouring out of everything, dude. They're just filling up,
Yeah.
creating piles,
People
dude.
know how to replicate it too and do it every raid. Shouldn't have said that.
We have this bug in the list, so I think it will be fixed. So the questions, a lot of questions actually, but I will pick something. When can we expect the new map, and which one will it be? It will be the Terra Group Labs, and it will be soon.
TM.
TM.
When can we expect scopes with X2 magnifications? The game is missing those from the beginning. We got X1, X3.5, and higher magnification, but none that are X2. There will be scopes X2, X2.5. There will be. How I think the next patch after this one, because the next patch is technical patch with a low amount of content and features.
But new FAL variants, though. Or attachments.
Yes.
That'll be tight.
Attachments. The DSA SA58 is really. When can we expect the modifications for it that were shared on the screenshots?
There you go.
It's the same question. The next patch, 0.10. The first Scav boss dealmaker really changed the rates and added fresh air. When can we expect other Scav bosses, on what maps they will be located? Also, will you add more spots for dealmaker on customs to spawn with his crew? Yes, we will make more spots for dealmaker on customs. The next boss, I think it will be on the Interchange.
Tracksuit bot?
Tracksuit boy, yeah. And maybe it will be without any gods. It just be super badass.
This super fucking badass solo dude who just fucks everybody up.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Have you guys thought about adding
Fun.
more like loadouts to the scav boss? Like maybe giving him a Val or having like a sniper in the crew? I think that would be cool.
Actually, we have an idea to give him a unique weapon every time. So
Like you can't get it anywhere else, like the pistol?
No, it's like we will make you. Like, for example, there will be machine gunner boss with the PKM.
Oh.
And this PKM will be just like his weapon for some time, for example.
Wow. That PKM's gonna be insane. I can't wait to see what you guys do with machine guns.
Will you add more ambient sounds like the wind? Yes, we have plans for it. We got flash grenades, but the option banning clear for the doors is still blocked. When will be implemented? It will be implemented for sure, but I think not super soon.
I have a thing about flashbangs. What about when you're blind? Like I know in Counter-Strike you put your hand over your arm to indicate that player's blind. I think that would be really cool, just so you know that the person's blind, you know?
When you come into the room.
Yeah, some sort of feedback, yeah.
Actually, we had this in plan for scavs, like the gesture, some kind of gesture, like
a status effect, status animation.
Mm-hmm.
No difference from like an
I have a
Olympic
request, Nikki. The smoke grenades are 1x2 at the moment, and we don't see a lot of them. Like, if the only time I've ever seen them is playing with clean or when we're just goofing around. Is there any chance we could get them 1x1, just to encourage people?
You know, they are pretty big, but there will be NATO US like M87.
So there'll be different versions.
Yeah, different
Yeah.
ones.
Okay.
Yeah, they will be one by one, so useful.
Good suggestion.
Okay,
This
I like
one's-
that. I like it, boss.
Okay, with the arrival of 0.10 and the possibility for the first iteration of Firefly Market to be in the patch, if you could tell us more, what features are you planning for the first iteration to have, and what features are you planning to have in the future and the final versions of the market? I pretty described what it could be. It will be the ability to place your order, place your offers, and sell everything and request everything that you know in your handbook. So this is the first iteration. You're able to trade. Real items on the flea market have the minimal price, so we won't get situations that someone will decide to sell all his items for 1 ruble each, and then we will restart his account. Okay, this kind of situations is protected. There's a lot of cases of abusing the system. We try to close them as much as possible, and of course, I will not tell you about them, so you will need to test it out. We will add the ability to link the in-game main menu music to a folder to allow us to play our own music. Oh, that's a strange question.
It's on SoundCloud, guys. Oh wait, no, that was the
unexpected.
Oh.
Unexpected. Like they want to play their own music in the game.
Didn't you say
Like
that's a
the
feature
folder.
for like the hideout, like an advanced hideout feature where you can like watch
Yes,
YouTube and listen
yes.
to music
Videos,
on the radio?
yes.
So that I know that's coming.
Yeah,
for
there will be a music player, and you will be able to play music from. Yeah. Also,
I think you can invite your friends to your hideout also, yeah?
maybe it will require the network instant, and we don't want to make another
clan
network
hideout.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, when will we get the new translation of the game? That's a perfect question. We have the German translation ready, and we just can't implement it because it requires people who are working on the fixes.
Hey guys, real quick,
And,
chat. VoIP is planned. It's going to come in when it comes in. Every podcast we get asked about VoIP. Whenever it comes around, it's going to come around. It's a soon TM. You know, there's no set date for it yet. Just let it. We get asked that every podcast. It'll come, right?
We saw screenshots with the members of cult. When can we expect the cultists in the game? Storyline quests, and storyline quests will be like in the next patches. I think 3, 4, or 5 patches after this. So it's not like really soon. Can you say anything about South American servers? I said it. Do you plan the wipe with the 0.10 patch? I said it. Are there any plans for wildlife on the maps? Maybe.
You got birds.
Maybe there will be. Maybe
Got bears.
there will be dogs.
Okay.
Like not like for the killing, like for the hunting, or just like some side like animals to enrich the wildlife.
Nikita, I got a question for you, if you don't mind answering.
Mhm.
In terms of skills, what is going to be done with 0.10 when it comes to skills? Because I know you guys mentioned you're going to kind of like optimize how effective they are, how they're leveled, stuff like that. Can you comment at all about that?
Fixes. We made fixes to them first, and we add more skills, like the several. Just will add some more skills,
Okay.
and that's it.
Okay.
For now. So the balancing of the skills will be commenced with all.
Once all the skills are in.
Skills.
Once all skills are in, then
mhm.
you'll. Okay, cool. Good to know. Thank you.
Okay, another couple of questions there. I'm so tired already. Any chance of implementing IR chem lights could be used similar to M-bands but would work during night with NVG? Yes, it's a good idea. It will be, because we have the new ID slot on your character. We will be able to place another types of identification items like IR strobe lights, chem lights, maybe something more. I don't know. Is there any plans for Fence tasks? No plans at all, because Fence is a shadowy character, and maybe we will open his like side a little in the quests later.
see some people asking for South African servers.
It's already about South Africa.
No, not in South,
What about
South
Alaska?
Africa.
Yes,
Not, yeah, South Africa.
We're also working on this. I will ask. I don't know for sure, but we want to cover all the world actually with the servers. Like,
That all depends on player base. Yeah.
yes.
Chat, what do you guys mean FOV? What are you guys talking about? You guys talking about view model FOV? Because I
I
know
talk about
They
view
want
model,
90.
weapons.
Yeah,
Over 75.
yeah,
More than 75 FOV.
yeah. They want like 90 up to. Well, how does the FOV work in Tarkov anyways?
What,
Is
are
it
you,
horizontal
fish?
or is it vertical FOV? There's two different kinds of FOV in games.
It's only one FOV. Like the camera FOV, we don't have a horizontal or vertical FOV.
Okay.
We can do it actually. We could do it, but real life FOV is 95. Real in EFTs is 95. Real in EFTs is 95 and changeable for all. And with no. I don't like the games with such kind of big like FOV, large FOV. It looks like, I don't know. I don't like this
An indie game
with all the distorted walls and stuff. Like it looks like Counter Strike or some Quake 3 arena modded esports ready game. Okay. Last question in English, and I need to answer some Russian also. It's a classic part of our podcast to answer some Russian questions.
Of course.
Are you planning on changing the rain sounds? Every floor of the building has the same sound. It's not realistic. Give me my money back. Yes. The rain sound right now is kind of placeholder for the new advanced ambience system, and it will be changed eventually. Okay, good question, guys. Sorry that I
go with the overall ambience as well, like the ambient noise in factory. Is that being worked on?
Maybe in factory we could add something also in factory, but it's more about the open world dish maps, like locations.
Okay. Yeah.
That's just to add more different sounds, because we have recorded a lot of ambient sounds, like one shot sounds, like the planes, scav raid sounds. They're like it's also linked to the event system, like the scav raids event will scav raid. I don't know how to explain it. Like
a triggered event.
Yeah, it will trigger. The event will be triggered like you can get raided by a big amount of scavs.
It's like where the siren goes off and scavs come in, right? Something like that.
There will be like shouting and shooting, and then the scavs will arrive to.
What would be cool is if you like shoot a car, and the car has a chance to have a car alarm go off, and now people know about it.
Yeah, it's also we planned it for the locations. Like every single location actually has its own bunch of features that we need to implement, and these features will be like propagated to other locations, and like will make the game more interesting, like this car alarm sounds, power grid failures and stuff,
like house alarms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Light switches, things like that.
Motion sensors.
Yeah, and like for example, we want to make for the laboratory, we want to make the key card doors,
like one-time use kind of deal.
Yeah, and these key card doors will be implemented in the other location also.
That'll be sweet. It's the Terror Group loot stash, right?
Okay, Russian questions. Damn, I think I'm gonna take the day off tomorrow.
You should, man. Fucking relax. It's late now. It's like 11 o'clock over there, huh?
We're
almost done. We're almost done.
Okay, Russian questions. I need to switch on Russian language, please.
Can I get lots of clean breaky in the chat?
Друзья. Нет, на самом деле водка чистая. Это шутка, водичка у меня там. Есть вопросы от русского комьюнити. Всем привет русскому комьюнити. Давайте посмотрим, на самом деле, сколько у нас русских. Напишите на английском языке слово... Слово какое-нибудь... Нет. Надо
Hey,
какое-то русское
comrade,
такое
brother.
слово. Там, например, попадос, например. Попадос. Напишите слово попадос, те товарищи, кто смотрит нас на русском языке. Вот. Соответственно, вопрос на русском языке у нас следующий. Сейчас персонаж может пить только из захваченных, найденных в рейде бутылок, банок, пакетов. Если их не оказывается, иногда можно умереть от обезвоживания. При этом на картах есть и реки, и озера, и лужи. Планируется ли сделать возможность персонажу пить и набирать воду в пустые баклажки? Ну, это уже Дейзи какой-то, на самом деле. Честно говоря, не планировалось, потому что у нас выживательный элемент, мы хотим свести его на минимум. У нас мочилово в игре. Выживач, это вот в другие игры надо идти, где можно ручки мыть, бриться, там, что еще там можно делать? Ноги мыть. Я только представил, что можно мыть ноги. Это классное вообще нововведение. Так что да, не планировали мы такое. В игре реализовано очень много различных звуков, ударяющегося оружия, препятствия. Ведь анимация поднятия стола есть, а звука нет. Не думали записать его? Есть эти звуки, у нас даже есть в планах сделать эту фишку. Более того, будут звуки коллизий предметов обычных. Коробочки там падают, оружие, там побольше будет звуков физических. Guys, you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
Sticky needles.
Shag
Needles,
Badigama,
yeah,
but
sticky needles.
Bob, yeah, you know. Yeah.
This is like
Bag.
some funny questions actually, but I will not translate them because чики-брики.
Because cheeky brick.
Скажите, пожалуйста, планируется ли какой-нибудь крупный оружейный... Скажите, пожалуйста, планируется ли какой-нибудь крупный оружейный патча, в котором будет добавлено сразу много оружия, или это слишком сложно и стоит ожидать по 1-2 образца оружия в патче? Блин, такой классный вопрос вообще. So the question is, could you tell, please, is it planned to make the huge weapon patch with a lot of weapons in it?
Oh, yes.
It's so simple.
Let's just make lots of
Guns.
guns.
Lots of guns. К сожалению, это не так просто, потому что производство одного ствола занимает в целом где-то от месяца, наверное, до 4 месяцев. Уже бывает такое. Линейка калашей делалась очень долго. Анимация делалась достаточно быстро. Народу много. Вот. В среднем хотим добавлять вот каждый патч контентный по 2-3 ствола. И наращивать темп. Наращивать. Просто сейчас уже много всего смоделено, и можно на самом деле добавлять много всего. Ой, Никита, расскажите цельно концепцию брони в игре. Я не буду рассказывать, это очень долго. Вообще скоро будет материал по броне, рассказан там. Можно ли будет перед рейдом увидеть состояние забрала? То есть сейчас, покупая БУ или надевая возвращенные по страховке только в рейде, понимая, что отдел забрала, а день забрала, ему холодно, на котором живого места нет от пулевых попаданий. Да, мы хотим это сделать. Good question. I should mention that guys want to make the face shields damage recognizable on the world model.
Yeah, I like how you could look
Yeah.
and how you could see.
You can tell you've shot someone in
It
the
could be
visor and
something.
you
It
can-
could be something as simple as like a texture mark. And I know that you do the same thing on the helmets. It's like a little.
Yeah.
bullet
Yeah,
hole in there.
it could be done. Yeah, it could be done. Короче, можно это сделать. Никита, вы смотрели русский сериал... Что? Никита, вы смотрели русский сериал начала 2000-х, 90 «Тайный знак»? Являются ли фанатики, которые скоро будут введены в игру? Вот ссылка на сериал. Я не смотрел, честно. На самом деле, я инспирировался в плане фанатиков этими. Dead Space'ом там были, короче, поклоняющиеся этому маркеру. Вот эта церковь, это саентология. Не саентология. Саентология. Юнитологии. То есть, юнитологи. То есть, там чуваки есть, которые реально поклоняются Unity. Это называется юнитология. Типа мы. Но мы не поклоняемся, мы наоборот. Вот, я оттуда брал. И вот этот знак, вот молнии, мне это просто понравилось. Я так вот немножечко вдохновился этой темой и решил брать оттуда. Но все-таки фанатики, которые там, они отличаются от фанатиков, которые будут у нас. Ну, они достаточно такие, узнаваемые в плане своего поведения. Планируется ли дать бронешлем забралом жизни. The question is it planned to give helmets, face shields, the real characteristic like in real life? I don't know what to say, actually, because it's pretty... it's not a good thing, actually, for the game to add this, because the helmets will be not usable at all. And there's a huge amounts of it. Like, we need to have something to be protected from the bullets and the headshots.
Make you more survivable in a raid, yeah.
Yeah, so this is a game, of course, and we need to keep the balance, playability, and the realism. No, I'm not saying about fun. Fun is not intended.
Only suffering.
Okay, only suffering.
No escape.
Actually,
There is no escape,
it's a two questions more, and that's it. Как продвигается процесс по разработке СВД? Какие версии будут предоставлены? СВД, хочется вам соврать, что она делается. На самом деле не делается на ПК. Мы сейчас делаем там другие вещи немножечко. Но будет СВД, СВД-С, СВД-М. Вроде какая-то тоже есть СВД-М. А зато все обвесы на СВД сделаны уже, всякие прикольные. Так, спам, локации не хочу читать этот вопрос. Планируется ли добавление серверов в Одессе или Киеве? Или сервера в Крыму, в Новосибирске? В Новосибирске есть еще вроде сервера. На Украине вроде бы тоже мы сейчас работаем в этом вопросе. Вот. Будут, я думаю, будут. Мы как бы стараемся игру. Вот где народ есть, который хочет играть в игру, мы там делаем сервера. Игру слегка казуалят. Можно будет отключить дополнительную помощь, например, точка улта, надпись, которая показывает режим огня и другой. Да, почему нет? Можно вообще сделать режим полный хардкор, в котором у тебя даже клавиатура отключена. Господи, я гений. Режим, хардкорный режим, в котором у тебя отключена клавиатура.
You better be talking about the Mosin.
Спокойно. So that's a pretty funny thing that guys want to be to make the game more hardcore, and I proposed the special game mode without keyboards attached. No keyboard, just mouth, and maybe some wheel.
Yeah, it's like Diablo.
It would be cool. На самом деле вопросы все. Спасибо большое за вопросы. Давайте, пацаны, старайтесь. Потому что товарищи импортные наделали там 50 вопросов, а тут у нас всего лишь каких-то там жалких 12 вопросов. Я знаю, вы можете задавать более прикольные вопросы, их больше, лучше, более лучшие вопросы. Поэтому вот. Но у вас, по крайней мере, смешно. Может быть, потому что они по-русски, я поэтому могу хотя бы шутить немного по-русски. Потому что по-английски шутить я вообще практически не могу. Что у них юмор такой специфический. По-русски, если ты пошутишь по-русски на английском языке, тебя могут не понять тут. Вот. Ну, я стараюсь. В общем, всем спасибо за вопросы. So the question is finished and we good to go, or maybe add something
we're more or less done with the podcast. I mean, we're about almost 2.5 hours in. Usually, we actually went longer than I would like to have.
Yeah.
But, you know, just we can start closing it up here. Guys, thanks for stopping by the podcast. Nikita, thanks for staying up so late. Of course, OddbawZ, Anton. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Your input was fucking invaluable.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course, man. We'll definitely get you guys on.
Actually, we made some changes in the game live, and I made some pretty interesting tasks for the guys to fix, and it was really effective.
Yep.
Good.
Which is good. So, hey, mods, if we could we get a shout out for both Anton and OddbawZ? Guys, go follow these guys on Twitch. Outstanding broadcasters. They play a lot of EFT. I'm thinking we actually might do some trios after this. I'm not totally sure. But I, too, would also appreciate a follow, of course. We're always doing the Talking Tarkov podcast here on the Clean Stream. We're always playing Tarkov and any other kind of good survival shooters. So,
Clean, I got a question for you.
A question for me? No way.
Yes, question. Did you receive or are you receiving the donos while podcast is running?
No. Well, I mean, like, yes, but no. I can't see them. Why?
Okay, just a question. I'm just curious, like, if there's donoing people Okay, it's just a stupid question. Forget it.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you guys.
Again, Nikita, do you have anything in closing to say to the community?
What? Что? What? Что? What?
Да.
Чё?
Да.
Что? What?
Что-то
What?
чикабула.
What did you say? I kind of delusional.
Do you have any closing
Nice.
words you'd like to say for the community?
Closing words. Okay, closing words. Like, first of all, I want to thank you all guys for this kind of boost, like of the overall interest in the game, and thank you for not being salty, and thank you for your understanding of the process. I hope you understand how we work and are understood better after today's podcast. Of course, it's all about the production, about overcoming the issues, and to make the game better and more enjoyable for you. Oh, nice! I finally started to talk well.
You've been
One
talking,
more
talking
hour,
good the
Nikita?
whole time, man.
This without the stuttering
The lag.
in the language lag, yeah. So and yeah, as I said, like in the post called something patch 0.10 v work in progress, we kind of overwhelmed with the interest in the game, and for us it's good, of course, but it's not perfect. Like, better we have some more calm pace of development, and I need to translate this word because it's very good. Just a second. Google Translate failed me. Okay. The appearance of the game to the wide audiences for us in such fast pace is not a cool thing, because we're pretty nervous about it, because game is not finished, we need to fix stuff, and every single time when I see the major streaming getting Tarkov and breaking the monitors
Getting
and
Tarkov,
stuff, and
dude. Some smash, dude.
yeah, this makes me sad, and I don't watch it or make something. But of course, it's understandable, and not of everybody. Not everybody understand this, because I think that the game is being streamed, the game is being watched. Lots of people are interested in. Lots of people trying to like play. It must be the complete game or something. Yeah. I need to check it. Yeah, and then he sees like.
You know what you should do, Nikita? You know when you
good.
first start playing the game, when there's a new wipe and it says, "Hey, this game isn't finished yet, and you're agreeing to play this." I think that should happen like every time you open up the game. It'd annoy people, but it would be a nice reminder to be like, "Hey, look, this ain't finished, and you're agreeing to play this, right?" It's a no salty contract agreement, okay?
we have the yellow box in the main menu telling about this, but everybody just got used to it. I think we need to change something. We need to make some mini game.
Mini game? You got to get through you got to file a bug report before you can play. Force them to make a bug report or something. That'd be stupid. Obviously, we're just joking here, chat. Don't think we're serious. They're like, "Oh my god, they're actually going to do it."
Yeah. So and as I said before, the most interesting things are going to conclude. I always say this. Actually, it is, because last time I said it, and there was no some feature blind fire, for example. And I say the most interesting part is yet to come. For example, the blind fire.
Yes.
And right now, features to come, like flea market and stuff, and medical animations and offline healing. Man, it's so many features. Like the arena mode itself, it's a totally different game mode, which can be done on the quality of like ready for the esports. And we could actually make like
that would be amazing.
session based Session-based confrontation.
Nikita,
like
if you gave me a disarm the bomb game mode like Counter-Strike and Tarkov, dude, I wouldn't play many other games. I would play that all day.
That would be
I
fun.
would play that all day.
Just
I
casually
don't know.
lose
I
your
don't
VP.
know.
I would play that.
Disable the bomb. You know, because this is a
Smack the cheeky then? I don't know. Like, get the bricky? I don't know. It could be whatever.
Build a house from the brickies. The game modes in Arena perfectly fit in a universe because it's games made by scavs in the universe. So it possibly could be anything. Like every game mode you could imagine in terms of like modern gladiator fights or something. So we have our hands on tight.
I feel like a simple iteration of that would easily be 1v1s, 2v2s, 3v3s, 4v4s, and 5v5s on Factory. I feel like people would play that a lot. Just like little team battles. This Factory's a great map.
It will be arenas, actually.
Nice.
The arenas. Also, there will be like for example, the hugest location right now, Shoreline, will be used on a huge arena mode, like something
Like a big battle, kind of.
Like a big battle, like it'll protect the west wing of resort for like alive for 20 minutes, being constantly raided by different AI or something in a team.
I love the idea of like going in as a raid with a bunch of your buddies and just having like just defend from scabs and player scabs, like they're just trying to.
Also, I got an idea. Maybe we should do the circle of magic energy converging on you, and you need to survive last. Yes. And you need some kind of transportation at the beginning of the match. Maybe some magic bus or plane or UFO. I'm joking, relax, I'm joking. There will be no battle royale in the I'm joking.
Zombies.
Only zombies, yes. On the bicycles.
Zombies. Yeah. Hell yeah. OddbawZ, Anton, do you guys have anything to say to the community before we leave?
Don't use PRS ammo.
Yeah.
What? PRS what?
Don't use PRS.
Yeah, don't use it.
Garbage.
You need to... What should I need to do with PRS?
Nothing.
Delete it.
Just don't use it.
Delete it?
Well, honestly, Nikita, we have like 10 9x18 calibers. Nobody knows what the fuck they do. They don't really do anything different. There's 10 different 9x18 calibers, and everybody's just like, what do I use? The one that has 2 more points of damage? The one that has 1 more point of pen? I don't know.
but the variety.
But realism and variety is key. No, I agree.
Okay.
All right, guys. So we're gonna close with the podcast here. It's getting late. We're about 2.5 hours in. Guys, thank you so much, dude. We'll be doing another podcast here in the next couple weeks. Maybe end of August, maybe beginning of next month, we'll do another podcast. So I really appreciate you guys coming by. Be sure to follow the channel if you guys haven't already, because this is where all the Talking Tarkov podcasts are going to become. And without further ado, guys, one thing I like to keep doing is I like to raid somebody at the end of the podcast, a smaller streamer in the Tarkov community, to try and get them some exposure, because I believe everybody deserves opportunities to get a shot, to get the spotlight, and I feel like this is a good way to help grow the EFT community's Twitch base. So we're going to go raid somebody. I will probably be back later playing some raids in probably a half an hour to an hour, so if those of you guys are wanting to watch the stream, I'll be back. But for now, thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to go pass you guys over to some random streamer. Go show him some love. Be sure to drop him a follow, man. Definitely appreciate you guys being here. Lots of love. And until the next time, my friends, and I'll see you guys later, man. Peace out. Take care.
Bye.
And enjoy.
Bye-bye.
And enjoy your days, boys.
Bye-bye, people.
What are we rating?
All right, let me go offline.